Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Wake up! It's feeding time.
Welcome to Conversation with the Big Guy. I am the Big Guy Ryback, and I'm sitting here with the third wheel, Asian Joe.
I am now the second wheel because Phoenix is not here.
I guess
We actually put her in a ball gag and shipped her out to Florida, so we don't have to hear
this
from her.
episode will be dubbed Sausage Party
Yes.
for this week. Phoenix, by the way, I got to call bullshit on her this week. I think she just didn't want to do the show, quite frankly.
Oh, really?
And for all her listeners out there, let her know on social media she ditched out this week because you had bowling on Wednesday.
Yes, that is true.
She left out of town yesterday on Thursday. So we were going to record on Wednesday
yeah.
with her because she was sick on Tuesday, because I think we were going to try to shoot for that first. And then she was supposed to be here at 5:00 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then at 4:58, I got a message saying she was sick and she got sent home for the day. So I said, okay. And then we got a hold of you and you could do it Friday.
Yeah.
So everything was fine. And then, so she goes, I might not be leaving Thursday now. So I'm thinking she's deathly sick. But
But I saw her, but I did see her Instagram. All of a sudden, she's
where,
yeah.
My God, a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenix Marie has risen from the dead. She's on her deathbed Wednesday, can't do Conversation with the Big Guy, yet documenting her Instagram story. Not that I was watching it or anything, but I did see it, that she went to great lengths to hide this, that she's, first of all, drinking at the airport, I noticed. So if you're deathly sick, one of the worst things you could do for yourself is drinking hard liquor, I would
Right.
think. Next, walking in a cold ocean beach, on the beach in the ocean in the cold water, which if you are sick with the flu, drinking alcohol, you're putting your immune system, in jeopardy even
Right.
further, and then you're walking in cold fucking water. But no, there's more, ladies and gentlemen. What way do you show the world that you're deathly sick after doing those two things? Is you go to a club later on in the
Yes.
night and you go party. Phoenix Marie, you let the Big Guy and Asian Joe down this week. You ditched us. You didn't do the show, and I want everybody out there to let her know how disappointed in her you are for this.
Yeah.
She really she just made the greatest miracle, comeback of all time.
Yeah, they should definitely do some testing. Of
Pulled
how
an
to-
Undertaker
yeah,
and rose up
exactly.
and fucking partied.
That's a strong immune system in less than an hour or two just to get back.
Yeah, I question all of this now. I mean, I don't doubt. I know she was sick.
She was legitimately sick
Yeah,
earlier.
I think she got an extra few days out of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's all right.
It's fine. But we're here.
I wouldn't want to do the show either. I just have to.
There's just a lot of stuff.
It's
going
my
on.
show. I can't I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Outside of the week with Sophie, that was that was no choice on that.
Yeah.
That one wasn't getting
Yeah.
done.
How's Sophie doing?
She's doing good.
Is she slowly
She's
getting
walking now. I take her in Sunday for her 2-week appointment, and they're going to check her out. So now, because every day I do her range of motion exercises and I massage her. My mom takes care of her. My mom's helped me out tremendously
That's
during
awesome.
this, which has saved me because she's home, until she goes to work usually in the afternoon, and that allows me to leave and go get my stuff done and be back usually by 2 or 2:30. So she's not home alone.
Right.
The first 5 days I wouldn't leave her home alone at all.
Right.
Now I can go out and do something, but I check the cameras on her, and she is now walking. She's not going to the bathroom in the cage anymore. She's letting us know when she needs to go. Carry her outside, but she walks now, and I just hold her back legs with my hands.
Okay.
But I don't really need. I just do it more for help her with balance.
Yeah.
She's walking now all on her own.
That's awesome.
But you can still see she's walking a little goofy, like her the
Yeah, 'cause
neural
yeah,
pathways
yeah.
have not fully come back, but her legs, like, because one of the exercises we have to do with her is pinch her between her toes on her back feet.
Okay.
And it makes her legs fire, her nerves, and like she pulls her feet back. Like the first maybe 4 or 5 days I was doing that, it would be very subtle. Like I would pinch, and usually on one toe, it would occasionally kind of twitch a little bit, where now it's just firing her legs like everyone. So she has made significant progress.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which I didn't think that she was going to be walking right away.
Wait, how long ago was this? Was it 3 weeks?
It'll be 2 weeks on
ago?
Sunday since her surgery. So and they said like I was going to be dealing with 4 to 6 weeks of really, really like. But I'll take it. It's still going. The thing is though, she can't be around little guys. She's living in that crate regardless.
Yeah,
it's almost kind of a. It's good she's making such progress, but now she's getting really antsy, and I could tell she's a little upset she has to be in there all the time, and she's a little depressed.
Yeah.
Because
I think even little guys are depressed too because he's not playing with her.
So what we did is he's such a good little dog. We put his little, because I got a crate for upstairs for her.
Yeah.
But I've been sleeping downstairs, which is a whole other issue for my back. It's killing my back on the recliner.
You just might as well bring your bed downstairs.
Yeah, she breaks her back and I'm hurting mine further. Yeah, I'm just going to live down here and just put my bedroom downstairs. Yeah. But I keep her down here in the big crate because in case she has to go to the bathroom at night.
Right.
But little guy was going over and constantly lying by her cage to be by her. So we just put the crate I got upstairs next to hers downstairs, and he sleeps in his crate next to her a lot of the day now.
That's cute.
Like, but his door's wide open. He doesn't have to be in there. He's such a cute little dog, though. And no, but it's going to be stressful because she's got to live in that.
And plus, you have to worry about if it's gonna happen again.
And I've even contemplated, because they told me like the stairs are a big issue with those kind of dogs, with Frenchies. Even little guy, even though he's a little longer legged. But I'm even now, I was even talking to my real estate agent. I go, because she thinks she can get a good amount for my house. Possibly, appraiser came out and just took a quick look, and he goes, easily 600,000. She thinks we could probably get closer to 650 or 7 because people from California for the amount of land that I have.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to say that it would appraise at that, but that's what she thinks. And I was just thinking like that would be a hell of a turnaround on my house.
Yeah, so you probably want to get like a ranch house or like a
no, but I was
house,
thinking going to a single story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just getting just for the future with her.
Yeah.
But that doesn't solve the issue. I got the doggy gates up and everything, which little guy has figured out how to move those. But I've contemplated just thinking moving to the single story. But I'm not going to get what I have land-wise here. I really
have
like this.
Get an older home.
Yeah.
To get the amount of size and privacy.
A lot of the newer ones don't have it.
No, because they build the problem with Vegas houses. They build them so close to get
maximum value for
yeah.
the developer.
Exactly.
Rather than putting 30 houses in a development and they cram 60 or 70 and take away the yards.
Yeah, and there's no privacy whatsoever in the backyard.
Which I love that I got this whole side yard that was supposed to be another house, but I got 3 houses behind me with I look out the window and if there was somebody jerking off upstairs, oh hey Jeff, mind shutting your fucking blinds, buddy? Trying to do a podcast here,
right?
No, but it's like that, and I always with my ex-girlfriend when we'd go out to the pool out there, and it's and she was a really good-looking girl. I'm just like, Jesus, I just know the neighbors are just. Oh, yeah. I always would look and see if I could see their blinds peeking.
They would have binoculars out.
What would I be doing right now if this chick lived behind me? Exactly. I would be peeking out the blinds probably.
Right.
No, but that's not going to solve the issue going to a single story still with little guy jumping on her.
Right.
So, but I was actually with him. What I'm contemplating doing is when she gets closer, is getting him trained, having a trainer just come out here and I'll document it on Instagram. Not Snapchat, by the way. Have you seen Snapchat change their format?
I heard they changed the format.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, I still have the older version, so I'm fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't update it.
Go off on a side story here, but I was like, it blows. I don't invest in them anymore. So I for a while I invested in them. lost a little bit
Dude,
of money.
there's a lot of porn chicks. They would sell their premium Snapchat to fans, and now they're like, well, shit. But like, it's like, it's crazy. It's
Wait,
like,
can they not sell it anymore on that?
well, no, they're still selling it, but it's just like they're so used to like documenting their stuff,
Yeah.
but then like they want to look at other people because I saw someone showed me the new version. It's like
It's like you got to go to your messages now,
Yeah.
and then click on. It's not the same. Whereas where you can just see the updates,
right.
It was what they have done is they made it better for the page that used to be the stories. It's like paid advertisements
Yeah.
now or whatever.
because they want to make money.
It's their way.
That's what it is.
But what the problem is that you don't want to even go to that side because it's just all like
Right.
that needs to be intertwined somehow with the stories, or where if you have a story ad, well, it's not like that now. So you just go to your messages,
Right.
But it's not as simple as it was.
Exactly.
And now I'm finding I like Instagram. Where I used to like Snapchat better, I like Instagram stories far more now.
Yeah.
And I think Snapchat is, I don't.
The problem is though, like in Instagram, because like with obviously porn chicks, there's nudity, involved in Snapchat.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Instagram because if someone sees
Facebook
a nipple,
is really heavily monitored.
because
with that whole-
Facebook and Instagram, they're the same company, but like if you start posting any nude photos or nude pics and stuff like that, they'll shut you down.
I was thinking of starting a premium Snapchat.
Yeah.
Just big guy in the raw.
Oh,
3 people following me.
yeah,
Hey, money's money.
yeah, exactly. but yeah,
Just shows me walking to the shower in the morning. You just see my little bodybuilder ass. It's still like PG, but enough
Right.
to like an R movie.
for
Just
sure. But yeah, a lot of
brushing my teeth with my
these
shirt
porn
on.
chicks are just complaining about just the usability of it. But like that's the thing though. Like when I used to work for a big company, they actually had usability analysis where they do surveys on like customers. It's like, all right, if you go to this website, what do you think of this button? Or like they literally lay out what the website could look like.
Yeah.
And basically asks for customers' opinions or people's opinions. Is like, is this going to be useful for you? And so it seems like you would think Snapchat was like, hey, here's a beta version, check it out.
Get a little more feedback.
Need more feedback, not
Yeah.
just all right, this is what we did and have fun. It's like with Apple. Like, yeah, they do have beta testers, but they need to like say, hey, this is what's gonna look like, and then they need to show people it's like this is what's gonna happen, not just putting it out there and here's an update. Oh, by the way, this update's it's a security risk, or
Yeah.
you're
Fuck
not,
Apple. I had to buy the iPhone 8 Plus last
That's
week.
right. And
I was filming stuff for my marketing team, and I'm convinced people are watching us all the time on our phones. I really believe. I believe they have those camera buttons are constantly. They've seen all our dicks. No, my camera started having errors on it while I was recording that I'd never.
it's a brand new phone.
This
too.
was my 6S was only 10 months old.
Yeah.
Which is that wasn't old enough to be experiencing the problems they were saying with all that, and Verizon confirmed on the phone call when I called. They go, look, Apple does these updates. We can give you a new phone, but you're probably going to need to come in. And I got it for the least amount of money possible. It cost me like $90-something to go in and get the 8 Plus,
Right.
And all the issues. My phone has been phenomenal. By the way, my data, that wasn't working before either on my old phone. All that is gone, and like.
Well, they purposely, with the whole the battery situation,
Yeah.
they purposely make things
They're making
terrible.
money regardless of
Yeah, they want to make things terrible for your older phones, and then you're forced to buy a new phone to keep using the features. Which that's how technology is. There's every 2 years. Or
They got to make money. I get it. They're
Yeah.
business, but the thing is, it's like my thing is my phone. It wasn't even I think what it was is my plan was a year old, so I was eligible for the upgrade. It's almost like you just got to get the upgrade every fucking year and pay a little money rather than just dealing with the headaches. Which is that right or wrong? I think it's wrong in that they're issuing these. That they're the ones causing the problems to begin with. It's not like the phones are just, if you have a phone for a year and a half and it goes bad and like, okay. But again, like when Verizon's telling me we can give you another 6S, but it's not going to fix the problems.
Right.
Because it's not the phone, like your phone is fine. It's the
It's
updates
updated.
are given that aren't that don't go with it's not working with
Exactly.
your phone. So it's just, I guess you just got to look at it like every year, this is what's probably going to happen. Like, cause I dealt with it for months and it drove me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my phone, like, it's actually a 6 in an iPhone 5K, size.
Yeah.
So
Has yours been giving you problems still or
it's,
no?
because like normally I just use my Wi-Fi and then but like I noticed that it is like some of the apps, it just takes forever to load. And, I actually got a 64 gig and because I know it's going to be.
That's what I got on this
Yeah.
one.
And so, but like when I had the other iPhone, it was like a 16 gig and it's already, over. And so, but yeah, I do notice it's getting sluggish, like it was my, I got a 2-year contract or something like that, and where I pay like $30 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just gonna keep running into the ground. And so my buddy, who's an iPhone, he loves iPhones or Apple, and so I always joke around, like, yeah, I'm gonna get an Android. And then so he'd like his like you see his heart crush, and it's like
I wanted to. I really
Yeah.
did just to prove a point. But my thing is, I love I got all my songs that I paid for through it.
Right.
And I feel like I am now hooked and trapped. Like,
Well, that's the thing though. That's how they get you. It's like they obviously with the music when they had the iPads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, buy our products. And so, oh, by the way, you can't. It's not. You can transfer music over, but we're gonna make it more difficult as possible.
Can
So-
you do that with your iTunes? Transfer
Yeah,
this? You can transfer.
I mean, you
more?
have to download. I think there's programs out there you can download where
Okay.
you can like get all
Wish I
the
would've
music.
known this.
Oh yeah,
Big dumb.
but yeah,
That's
I had friends who would have music in their iPod, but like when you try to plug it into your PC and try to drag and drop into it,
Yeah.
you can't do that because they actually renamed the files. So when you try to, what song did I get? Is this Baby Got Back or is it Mozart? So
Batista's "I Walk Alone."
yeah. But like with the app, it'll actually read the data of the file and actually rename it when you transfer it.
Really?
And so that way you can transfer your MP3s and stuff like
It's
that.
good to know. Apple, keep it up. Big guy's gonna go to Android next year if you fuck with me again. You mark my words, damn it.
Right.
Man, I was going to say looking at my notes here through the show, I ended up my hot tub and cold tub this last week. It was, did I tell you my hot tub wasn't working?
No.
So kind of in the winter, I have my cold tub out there where it's 42 degrees and it's cold. And like usually these things you clean out every 4 to 6 months. You just drain them. I get the pressure washer and get rid of any dirt or anything that's in there on the sides. And before I used to have to scrub it and hose it and kind of like get a cup and try to get everything out of there and like get as much so it's just clean, let it dry out and like clean it all off. Now with a pressure washer, it just blows everything out of there.
Right.
It's so much easier. But my hot tub started. I love my hot tub. I truly, there's nothing more relaxing. And but I wasn't using it as often. But I let time pass where I was like, I'm not using it as often, so I don't need to clean it as often. But it went, I don't know how long I went without cleaning it this last round, but it wasn't just that. It was the filter had gotten really, really dirty in there. And I usually they have filter cleaners. I just buy new filters every time. I think they're like 30 or 40 bucks. It's just easier to buy a new filter than clean it out the way because it's just, you're going to get a brand new one. It's going to work. But my hot tub started like shutting off where one night thank God I didn't do my cold tub first and then like I would have gone from cold to cold. But I went to just go do the hot tub and I flip it open and I turn it on and it's bubbling and it looks like in my mind it's 104 degrees and that's what it always is. And I go to step in with my toes and I just let out I almost fell over because it was freezing cold.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? I was so
Wait,
dead.
so it was on, but the heat wasn't on, or was it?
So it was working, but for some reason it kept shutting off.
Oh, okay.
So then I would turn it back on, it would heat up, and it would be good for like the next night. And then like I'd go to get in it again a couple days later, it'd be shut off again. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm thinking there was something, malfunction with something, the electrical.
Right.
So I was going to call the company to come out and look at it, and that stuff it ranges from it could be $200, it could be $1,000, it could be $3,000. You never know. It depends what the problem. And I'm just sitting, I go, when's the last time I cleaned this thing out? And I just went out there and I unscrewed the big filter and I pull it up and I go, holy shit. This thing had so much debris and everything in it.
Oh, yeah.
It was clogged, I think, and the hot tub was just shutting off.
Do you cover your hot tub? Or
Yeah,
is
it's covered all the time.
Oh, okay. Then how did all that dirt get in there?
No, it's just like oil and like from my little bodybuilder body when I sweat and go from the cold tub to the hot tub. And
Okay.
It's oils more than anything, and probably random women that
Body fluids.
just life. I was so upset with myself, and so I ordered the new filter. I drain the hot tub, the cold tub, get it all cleaned out, fucking pressure wash them, get this thing clean. Like the inside of the tub wasn't bad; it was more the filter.
Sure.
That was, and so get it all cleaned up, put it in, get the chemicals in, and sure enough, it's working beautifully again.
There you go.
So I was just like, thank God. Just needed a new filter,
Yeah.
which I'm glad I didn't call. That would have been embarrassing though to like, because I get busy sometimes, and I would have just called them to come out.
Take a look
Cal
at it.
Spas, can you come take a look at this? It's not fucking working.
Yeah.
And the guy comes out and like he sees my filter.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna charge him like $500.
Yeah. Yeah. It was electrical, buddy. He saw me coming. So
Yeah, I actually took a friend of mine. She's out of town, and took
who's that?
Alexis Fox.
Phoenix mentioned having her do the show. I
Yeah,
guess.
actually,
Is that your roommate?
No, she's like she. It's funny because like she's actually a smart businesswoman. Like she has so much ideas of what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But she has so much going on, and
Takes on too much sometimes.
takes on too much, and she
Big
travels.
problem a lot of us have.
She travels so much too, and so but I was with her during AVN, and so I was like. She was just panicking and like stressing out and stuff. And it's like, dude, just calm down. Just take it easy. And then I realized like, man, she actually needs an adult to help her.
Yeah.
So, cause like, yeah, she like
Stressful when you take on too much or you have a lot of friends. That's another thing, problem. People that have too many friends.
Yes.
That try to help their friends' problems become theirs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're dealing with fucking 100 problems.
Yeah. So, but like she's out of town. She asked me, it's like, hey, like I gotta go to LA. Is there any way you can take my car to the dealer and see what's going on? Because she's her low pressure tire went on her right tire. So I took it in and
Should put air in it?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
just checking.
it's obviously, but like.
I just had this happen.
But
by the way.
yeah, but I mean, every time you put air in it, I mean, because obviously with the weather,
I didn't. That's
yeah.
what. Okay.
But like when weather changes, the pressure in the tire and stuff it changes, it fluctuates and stuff like that. So I just took it in because she told me to take it in. So I was like, I know like if I put pressure in there, it's gonna go away. But you just never know; it might come back. So she said, "Let's take it to the dealer." It's like, all right, I'm not gonna question that. And so I took it to the dealer, and it's like, and the dealer's like, yeah, she talked to me about it. And it's like, all right, I'll just go double check. And so I just waited. 30 minutes later, comes back. It's like, oh, by the way, there's a nail in the tire. It's like, oh shoot, but the tire looks fine. I realized they told me that it was actually run flats tires. Yeah. And so obviously run flat, you can't tell they're flat, they're no air and stuff like that.
They just had to patch it though, right?
No, nothing. Well, with run flat tires, they're a little bit different because it might affect the structure of the tire.
Really?
So that's why because it's basically the entire tire is basically there's like I don't think there's steel, but back in the past they put steel wires around it.
Okay.
So that way, and then they also make the sidewalls, strong.
Yeah.
So that way, when there's no tire, you can still run your tire. You can still drive like 55 miles for like 10 miles or something like that. So they told me it's like, oh, there's a nail. It's like. She said, let's go ahead and replace it. And so it's like, okay. And so I asked the dealer, I was like, hey, for peace of mind, can you show me to take pictures of it and send it to me?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they showed it to me. Like there was like a couple nails that's logged into it. So, yeah, I mean, it's, it's like, whatever. My dad used to be, my dad was a mechanic. And so I kind of know stuff like that. But like something like that, like when you go to a dealer, they can tell you, like with the whole pull thing, it's like, oh, it's going to be $500 and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but then
you're kind of at their mercy a little bit.
Yeah, at their mercy. But if you just know, especially if my friend went her by herself, it's like, oh yeah,
they take advantage of girls all the time. When they see a girl coming, it happens all the time.
So,
they're a little more hesitant. I've never run into that problem. They usually are. It's pretty good.
They look at you as like, all right, he's gonna kill me if I
If
don't.
we tell them it's $300 and it's 30, like I'm gonna find out. And
Yeah, exactly, and come back.
just drive my truck through the shop.
But yeah, it's just like, but yeah, so it was legitimate, and basically I knew how much the tires going to cost. I told him, it's like, it should probably be $200 for those run flat tires, and then I told her that this is how much it's going to cost. It's like she was fine with it, and so I took care of it. And
This reminds me of a very funny story back when I was in developmental. I didn't have the money was very tight back then,
right.
and it was when I got rehired and was at Florida Championship Wrestling, I believe.
Okay.
And I had my Nissan. Used to have a Nissan Titan truck. I had to trade that in when I got fired because the gas was too expensive in the truck bill. Had to downgrade to an Altima, which I gave that car to my sister when I got rehired. And everything was good. And which she still has, by the way, the silver Altima. It's been a hell of a car.
Yeah.
But I had a period where when I was released, money was so tight, and it was like living day to day as a server, drinking full blown every night. Fix-A-Flat became my best friend. I think all 4 of my tires just had I had cans of Fix-A-Flat in the trunk of my car and got by for probably a good year on like nails in my tires with Fix-A-Flat. And I can't remember the exact, but I know when I eventually got new tires on it, when I was able to, they were just like these tires.
They hated you.
But I was like, well, I got by. Like, it worked.
But replacing those with Fix-A-Flat,
it's not good. Like that stuff's good for an emergency. Like if you're like traveling from here to California.
But the thing is, like when it's caked on for long periods of time.
Oh, you ruin your tires.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I actually like my dad was a mechanic, and he actually showed me how to do like basic stuff, but he actually never wanted to teach me stuff because he didn't want me to be a mechanic because it's hard work.
Yeah.
But I've, like a lot of stuff I actually learned. That's one thing of like my parents kind of instilled into me is like learn how to do certain things, even if it's something that's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so that way you get an idea of what's going on because so people don't take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And that's
good to know a little bit about everything if you can.
So
I've always said that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, people always like, Joe, you know everything. It's like, no, it's because I don't want to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And so
just enough, to be able to
enough to know what's going on. And so basically, just ask the right questions, especially when you get someone who do your tiles in your kitchen or build something, just get an idea of what exactly they're doing.
Yep.
So it's like, all right, this is what they're doing. And then basically it's always a good idea to talk to somebody else. And it's like, hey, what do you think if they're doing this? And it's like, oh, probably shouldn't do that or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that's great advice.
Yeah, definitely. And but yeah, it's just like, like that's the reason why the internet's so much. That's the purpose of the internet, to provide you information.
Yes. This is one of the great things about the internet. And I'm glad you brought that up. And the internet is like, I'm reading the book right now, Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Right.
And so Gary is obsessed with social media, but he's also heavily invested in social media with Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Facebook and Instagram are the same now, but so he has kind of a vested interest in social media, but he is obsessive about it. That's one thing I've realized, and not to say that's good or bad, but I think you need balance in everything in life, and I think you got to use social media for your advantage. Like regular everyday, if you don't have a business or something, I think you got to really, really be careful of how much you consume it and what your consumption of it. But there's the great thing about technology is now we have all, like with our phones, we can learn about anything we want to learn about in our hands now.
Right.
At any time. We could be watching TV, sitting down, relaxing, lying in your bed, naked, whatever you want to be doing in your hot tub. And but the problem is a lot of times we're using it for things that are like, because we're bored or rather than learning.
And the problem is though, but like, the internet's full of information, but you got to make sure it's the right information.
Yeah, that's another. You got to decipher through all the bullshit
you can't just go look at one side and this is how it is. It's like, no, you got to make sure. All right, what is this people are saying?
Compare your sources.
Compare your sources, and that's the whole purpose of doing research. It's like getting all the information, comparing it, and basically decipher what's true and what's not.
Yeah.
And then if you're not sure what's true or what's not, go out there and figure it out yourself.
Yep.
And see if which
There's
one's
no
right.
better thing than learning for yourself. I feel
Exactly.
like I've always kind of been of that where I almost like making the mistakes and not asking for advice because I like the process of figuring things out.
Like I think so. Like I kind of hate like I'm not saying I'm hating. I dislike when people say, "Joe, you're really smart." It's like no, it's not necessarily being smart. It's because I made those mistakes and I make sure not to do those mistakes again. I mean, you could call that being smart too, but learning from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
And it's like, dude, like people are afraid to fail. It's like, I mean, you failed so many times.
Oh,
like
every
day. But you
failing
learn,
just fucking every day.
yeah, and so it's like no one's perfect. And so if you can figure out, all right, this is not working, I got to figure out what's a better way to do this.
You just keep plugging away.
Yeah,
and you learn from it, and you just like failure though is our best friend.
Exactly.
A lot of people are afraid of it.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of it, and I always like, I mentioned earlier that like growing up, I was in an Asian household, but like my dad was in the Navy, and so we traveled all over the place.
Yeah.
And I lived in Alabama, Virginia, and going to different schools, I never had a long-term, like, I was shy. I just never, because
you were the only Asian in those states.
Yeah, that's true.
At the
Especially
time.
Alabama. It's like,
I feel like you were, how long ago was that?
I was like freaking, first, second grade.
Oh, definitely the only Asian in the whole state
But
at
like,
that time.
but just like, but me being shy doesn't mean that I don't want to hang out with people. It's just like, I just don't know. It's like there's so many people going on.
Well, you're moving from place to place too.
Yeah.
Like you're starting over, and you just kind of, like you said before, you're observing.
Yeah, I'm
and kind of
observing.
filtering, and you're making. You just don't go and.
It's like, what's up,
Hey,
everybody?
I'm your friend. I'm Asian Joe.
It's
And
like, what up, bitches?
Yeah.
It's like this will be cocky. It's like
I had a girl. I was gonna tell you this I was this to this day sits in my brain. This is something I remember in 6th grade. H.P. Fitzgerald here in Las Vegas. First day of school, and I was very outgoing, and like I think this is when I kind of started pulling back a little bit from one experience. There was a really good looking girl that was sitting right next to me in class. First beginning of the morning, and I just like looked over at her and I said something, and hi, I'm Ryan, and like said something that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
And she just goes, "You're weird," and I think I just shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah. But like that ingrained. I was a little more quiet after that because that one little
yeah,
instance.
and then that's the thing though. Like when like people are like, there's some people who are upset that people are shy. And it's like, I'm sorry, like it's because how they were raised and their
absolutely.
experience. But being shy doesn't mean that you don't want to talk to people. You want to talk to people, but you're just afraid. You're just thinking about what other people think about you.
Yep.
But then as you get older, once you realize, just don't give a shit what other people think about you.
Yeah, it's like those old guys in the gym just blow drying their balls on them. We talked about that before.
Oh God,
that's when you know you don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm not at that level yet,
No,
but I mean,
but like once you get the mentality,
Soon.
is like, dude, don't worry about other people think about you, and just do what Granted, don't hurt people and stuff like that. But just like if you want to do something, don't be afraid of what other people think about you.
You can't. That's not a way to live life.
And
you gotta do.
And that's what like social media
Follow
is.
your inner voice.
Because people are trying to they're putting something in it to be validated by what other people think.
It's an empty life, and that's what they're finding with social media and kids is it's causing severe depression.
Yes.
I'm telling people that the negatives far outweigh the positives. Like Gary, I love Gary, and he's ultra fucking successful. But I believe you can use social media for your business, and everything he points out with it is very valid, incredible as far as growing your business and everything. But being obsessed with it, I think, and like going and trying to interact with people, I think you're better off interacting with people in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
And granted, he could have somebody filming him. He might not be doing it himself. So I'm not judging on that. But like, I have far better things I'd rather be doing than just sitting there all day and like living through social media. Because I just think it's, again, it's how you use it too. But it causes problems.
Yeah.
That from a psychological standpoint, I don't think we fully understand yet. And like all these things, all these apps were created for money. That's
yeah.
all.
That's
This is
what it
all
is.
that they.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
Zuckerberg created Facebook because he was shy and he needed a way to interact and like it solved a problem for him and probably a lot of other people. But it
so
also
much money
created.
out of it.
He made a shit ton of money and it created even more problems.
Yes.
And I think it's stuff that we're going to learn from this as time goes on. We're so early in all this, but we have to. It's addicting, which is the problem. But it's like you got to gain control over it. Like I would get mad at myself before, like when I would watch TV. I wasn't watching TV. I would like watch a show but I would be on my phone and doing stuff, and I didn't know what I watched. It's like reading a book and daydreaming. And when I was a kid, that was a big problem until I learned how to focus. These things are taking away our ability to focus, which is a huge fucking problem. That I think like people. You just got to set it. That's why, again, doing this show, we don't get on our phones typically and like that's why I enjoy this so much. I think is because you just get to real life. A funny thing, actually, bring this up that ties into all this is I went on a date last week with a girl from the gym, and awesome, beautiful girl, and we had talked on social media before, and like just basic conversation, and like. She would like some photos. I like some photos. Sure. And I was in Smith's grocery shopping one night, and I turned out of it, going down past an aisle. She had like came out and went the opposite direction, but we had made eye contact, and neither of us stopped and talked to each other.
We just kept
going, but it was like it wasn't. And we didn't like make eye contact as we were walking. We were already both past our ways, kind of.
Sure.
So it was understandable for the situation.
So after you left, did you guys like
not right away, no, but like
okay. Did you, like
something came up days later, and I just made a joke. I go, "Thanks for fucking ignoring me in Smith's," and put it on her, of course, and it was equally my fault as well. Yeah. And she goes. She had said, she goes, "Oh, it's weird sometimes." She goes, talking with people on social media, and that like because you're living through social media and not real life, and you're now. And I said, "No, it's not." I go, "Why?" And I go, "We should go out on a date and go get sushi or something, and go get food." And we did, and and everything was awesome. But that was like her mentality on it, like. No, we know each other from social media. We can't know each other in real life because it was weird to her.
I'm the same way because I actually work with porn chicks and then they follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
But like I would never see them like in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, and then during AVN, they come up to me. It's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And it's like, "Hi." And
you feel weird almost because you've not established a real relationship.
Right. But and so I'm like, what? Why do I recognize? Then like I go on Twitter and it's like, "Oh, she follows me on Twitter."
Yeah.
Like, we follow
I liked
other.
1,000 of her posts.
Right. But like it's just so weird. But yeah, there's some girls that's like. But the thing is, like I'm in an industry where I meet so many people.
Yeah.
And the same thing for you. So when it seems like with social media, it makes it easier to communicate. But then like when you do a social interaction,
it's easier to reach out. I feel like
yeah,
people,
easier to
but
reach
it
out.
doesn't.
But then when you meet somebody, you kind of forget how to meet somebody.
Real life interacting skills.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And so
we got along great though once, but I was just so taken back. She was so uncomfortable because it was just a social media thing. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it created a great opening.
You mentioned you went out as a sushi. Like, I always have this issue. Like,
we talked about this earlier.
When I go to like a restaurant with a group of people and I'm starting, after I finish eating, I need to go to the bathroom right away. I don't understand it, and so like
happens to me all the time.
I'm like, why? And then but sometimes it
has to be the seaweed or something.
But it's just every time it's weird. Like every time I go out with people and eat, and all of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom right away, and then so especially when you're hanging out with them, it's like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. And then they look at you, it's like, what?
Are you like me too, where I can't go to a sushi place and just order one. So maybe if I just had a miso soup and one roll, I'd probably be totally fine.
I don't know.
I eat way too much when I go.
No, it's
6 fucking rolls.
Yeah, and so, but today, because I was about to come here, and all of a sudden my stomach's like, no, you're gonna go to the bathroom real quick. It's like, all right. And so, but I just had a sandwich, and so
what kind of sandwich?
It was a patty melt. It
wasn't from a gas station, was it?
No, it wasn't a gas station. It was actually a good. There was a place called Goodwitch on Las Vegas Boulevard and Shoot, it's near downtown. I don't know, it's cross streets. Oh, Charleston and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay.
So there's a place that's really good sandwiches and stuff like that. And so I always get a patty melt there, but I wanted to try the Reuben, but they were out of the Reuben.
Okay.
And so it's like, all right, I'll just get the patty melt. And so after I ate it, it's like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Is there what's it? The sauerkraut on it?
No, the Reuben has sauerkraut.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, I think it's just mostly the cheese and the
There's just
the
some
dairy.
foods I think that
dairy runs through me really quick, but
there could be times where you can eat all day and I eat
And
massive
don't-
amounts
and
of food
don't-
and I'm
yeah.
totally fine.
But-
and then there's other times, I get an order of buffalo wings from Pizza Hut or something from Postmates at night.
Yeah.
And by the time that bucket's done, I'm eating the last one on the toilet.
oh yeah, when I lived in Chicago, man, White
Sorry
Castle.
for that information.
Yeah, White Castle, dude. It's the grilled onions.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they're
so,
probably delicious.
But yeah, but it's just like when you're drunk, it's like, oh my god, it's so good. But then like after about an hour, it's like that was a bad idea.
Yep.
And dude, yeah.
Because White Castle, is there White Castles
There's
out?
a couple White Castles here.
I've never been around them that often, but I know on the road there I would see him in the movie Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
That was the only reason why that movie literally, whatever the movie worked, I went there because of that movie.
Right,
And
but
just got burgers with no buns.
It's terrible. To be honest, it's really terrible.
Oh, yeah, they're
But
prepackaged.
the problem, yeah, it's prepackaged and stuff
processed
like that. But
meat.
like here, they mass produce like
Yeah.
the burgers and like
Little tiny ass burgers.
yeah, little
too.
tiny ass burgers are freaking expensive too. Like,
Are they
if you-
expensive?
Well, if you like compare it,
Are
to
they called sliders? Is that
They call it sliders because
Yeah.
they go right through you. And
Yeah,
you go to the bathroom.
slide right down your ass.
Yeah, but yeah, if you compare like getting like a regular burger to a freaking slider, the equivalent of just a burger to a slider, it doesn't compare. So, but yeah, it's just like, but this weird certain foods or like, I don't know, maybe it's because you're hanging out with people and your body says, nope, we're just going to go out. But especially like you mentioned about going, like after you're eating, going to a comedy store.
Yeah. Oh, I did. One of like,
Or go to a
back,
comedy
I went
show.
on a date once, and the girl we went to the Chappelle show, and we went and got all dressed up, wearing a nice suit, feeling fucking fancy, and we go get sushi, and I'm hungry because I know I'm not going to be eating for a good portion of the rest of the night because we're driving all the way down to the Strip, and so I eat a good amount, and like it hits me as always, and but I'm out on a date,
Right.
and then we get to we go to the Chappelle show, and we're in line for an hour. I got sweat coming down my face, stomach is slowly ballooning out, and I'm just like, then you get into the show, and I'm not like you'd said, like I can't get up during the show. We're like close to the front,
Yeah.
and we're in the middle, so I can't get out because the seats are packed so damn tight together,
Right.
Like there's no room to get out, and then you don't want to be like walking out and like Chappelle decides to fucking cut a promo on you,
Yeah,
and all I
exactly.
want to do is just run up and go shit.
Right.
It's
I remember going to a couple comedy shows.
night.
Yeah, like actually my buddy, he had to go to the bathroom, and I think it was Harlan Williams. Fucking funny. He was in Half Baked.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But like he would like right in the middle, he could walk up and say, "Hey, where are you going?" And it just literally
During the show.
like because my buddy needed to go to the bathroom.
just say I got a shit, man.
I don't like
Open it up to
so yeah,
whatever.
but like he literally like and it, like, hey, is there speakers in the bathroom? All right, I'm gonna talk to him. Like, dude, everyone was just cracking up, and it was just like, it's like, man, it's just like the worst. It's like when you just gotta go, you just have to go.
I'm curious. I think has to be to me because it's not the rice, and it's not.
It could be like maybe being nervous with people.
No, because me, if I just go get sushi all by myself,
Oh, and you know how to go?
Yeah, it's for me. It's it's just the sushi. I think it's the seaweed or whatever that.
What do you normally get at a sushi place?
Start off with a miso soup and ahi poke bowl usually, and which is seaweed and tuna, right? And then I usually do anywhere from 2 to 3 Alaska rolls and 2 to 3 rainbow rolls. So, but it's always the miso and ahi poke bowl to start, tuna poke bowl. Sometimes I sometimes throw in a baked chicken teriyaki roll.
Good. It is the seaweed because
Son of a bitch, I knew it.
I typed in.
Do I
seaweed.
gotta not get the ahi
Well,
tuna
the thing is,
bowl?
like most edible seaweed are marine algae, whereas most freshwater algae are toxic. Some marine algae contain acid that irritates the digestion canal, while some other can have a laxative and electrolyte balancing effect.
Son of a bitch. That's good to know. I can go on the sushi dates. I just have to avoid the seaweed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna suck. But I don't even think I could do that. Just
Well, I mean, you can actually get sushi without the seaweed. Just put you put the tuna or
hey, buddy, no seaweed. I'm on a date. Give him a big wink.
right.
What I love how you just were Asian Joe the third wheel, but Asian Joe the fact guy all in one right there.
Yeah.
I need to have a laptop too, and then like you could function typing and stuff. I would just hear me pecking away over here looking. We'd have to edit fucking 30 seconds of dead time as I'm looking for the information.
Like when you ask me a question, I say I don't know. It's because I don't feel like typing it.
I know.
That's pretty much what it is.
It's all right. No, trust me. This show is upgrading. I want to ask you how your Super Bowl was and everything, what you did, but we're upgrading everything. We got the podcast desk. We got the room. Your roommate is a painter. He's coming to paint the room.
Or I mean, I can always come in and paint too. So
I mean, it's
I said,
you're jack of all trades.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm the jack
like
of all trades.
But
also, I mentioned I saw one of the comments of me like Joe talk in front of the mic because my
no, you're doing a great job. You've been under the mic all night,
and so
you were talking to the mic before the show even started.
I was.
I feel like because
I was just because I saw the comments like how did a tech guy not know how to talk in the mic?
Not your fault. Yeah.
And so, but what happened was because they're splitting the main issue.
Mics 2 and 3, we have a splitter on for
splitter
Phoenix
on.
Nation
Obviously, the power going to the mic
being shared.
But
Phoenix mic is a little stronger than yours typically.
Of course, because she's a
she's
gonna kick my ass.
we just talk shit about Phoenix the whole show. We see if she listens or not.
Yeah, but she's not probably gonna listen to the show.
Yeah.
At that one time, he listens to me and kick my ass.
Yeah, that'd be the one time.
Yeah.
No, I feel like she will to see if we talk shit about her.
Yeah, well, I do that too when I'm not here. So
yeah.
like, hold on, that was no. But but you're gonna order a mixer.
Yeah, we already did order the mixer.
Yeah, and it's gonna be here
we're getting official here, guys.
And so, but basically, a mixer is gonna have multiple.
It's a lot of buttons on that.
Yeah, a lot of buttons. So like, but
what do I do with this?
there's a devil right there.
I was very intimidated looking at that thing.
Well, what's really cool about this mixer, you can change voices and do effects with it too.
Wait, so can I be in charge of it? That would be horrible. I feel like
I'm
childish over here putting fart noises in on everything every time Phoenix talks.
We don't think don't tell her. Just do it. It's like
she doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah, well, like we're gonna have headphones and we're gonna listen to it. It's like, wait, what the hell was that? And so
that's actually good. We need to bring. We'll have to bring somebody in just to do the mixing board.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that too. It's multitask, but once
I feel
it comes
like you like being on the show more. It's just the occasional facts guy.
Yeah. But yeah, the mix is gonna help bring the stereo power equally to the mics, and so hopefully that'll solve our volume issues. And also we can do Skype shows and
that's what I'll be able to do. Actually, that's going to be a big thing with everybody moving forward. I feel that not every week having a guest, but it's nice to sometimes have a guest on the show. Just to have a little something different.
Or even like, because we all travel, you travel, Phoenix, I do. So like, it's always nice to be just
have options that if you guys can't be here one week, I could do a call in with a guest. I got my buddy.
Or you can call one of us.
Absolutely,
exactly.
It's just a good luxury to have where it gives more freedom with the show so that there's never not a show.
Right.
And I got my good buddy JD Michaels with Iron Attitude, who does all my weight belts and everything, and I talk to him more than anybody, and we do 15-minute Voxer messages back and forth all day long.
Yeah.
Like he's filled with a lot of knowledge and a lot of business stuff. He's experienced a lot, and he's come from nothing and created his business and had a lot of success and everything, and from nothing, which I really admire. So, and I look forward to kind of including him in on things as we go forward, especially getting the podcast room. The desk is going to be done on Wednesday, and then getting the room painted, getting the floating shelves put on, and I got to order a couple different camera things. I think they're the floating cameras I was looking at.
Okay.
I'll talk to you more about that, but I know there's 360 cameras, I think, or
VR,
they can capture who's talking and kind of get some of those, and so that we have some different options for the YouTube show and everything.
Cool.
And whatnot. So it's gradual process in just growing the show and evolving, and I think our listeners are going to like. And for me, occasionally having wrestling guests, trying to get people in the business world, and just
for
having a
sure.
wide array of people, people from the adult entertainment industry, and
Mm-hmm.
where it's just kind of a mixed bag. There's not one set thing, so it never gets repetitive, never gets boring, and whatnot. But speaking of not being boring, I had a hell of a Super Bowl. How was yours?
I actually just stayed home and watched it on my computer. And
I wish I would have. I would have had probably a much better night.
Yeah.
Who were you rooting for on that?
I'm like I'm more of a player fan.
Same
and
way.
So
yeah. I'm a Brady guy. I like Brady.
I actually like Drew Brees, and so but I like a couple other players too, defensive, backs and stuff like that. But mostly like fantasy football. That's pretty much what I usually do. And so when I started fantasy football, when it just started out,
I've never done it.
Yeah, it just when you have all these players, you actually see what's going on in other games.
Yeah.
Not just focus on, let's say, if I live in Chicago, Bears is always, or if I live in LA, Rams or something like that.
Yep.
But it gives you a broad range of like
you keep track of kind of the league more.
Yeah, exactly. And so that kind of pulled me, because I used to be a Rams fan, but then I'd kind of like
I was too.
Yeah, I was originally a Rams fan when they were in LA back in like the early 90s. And then
I was a big Jerome Bettis fan.
Yeah, same here. Jerome Bettis.
Bus.
But then
this is why we get along, Asian Joe. We have these
for sure
things. I think we just became best friends through Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
That Kevin Bacon thing of how people are connected.
Yeah, but I'm not going in hot tub with you. But so
trust me, you don't want to.
Yeah, what you told me that's in there.
Yeah.
No,
It's clean now.
That's not going to
just for the record for everyone listening.
But yeah, it basically kind of like made me a fan. But I'm actually more of a hockey fan than anything. So that's why I like the Knights and stuff like that. But I never want to stick to a team, because once you get used to a player or a big fan of, they're going to be traded. They're going to be signing a new team.
It's very rare guys stay with teams throughout their whole careers anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Like look at James Harrison. When he played for Pittsburgh for 14 years, then he goes to the Patriots.
Smart move.
Yeah, smart move and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But dude, the guy's a beast.
Yeah.
41, 40 years old.
I didn't know he was that old. Yeah, he's been there forever though.
But there's videos of him pushing 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, those guys. Some of those guys are freaks.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just insane athletes.
But yeah, like, dude, the game. This was back and forth. Only one punt the entire game.
It was a good game.
Oh yeah, it was exciting. It was
when the Patriots took the lead towards the end for the first time.
Yes,
it was like. It's that story. They've done this so many times.
Yeah, especially like when the Eagles scored a touchdown to take the lead. Brady had 2 minutes left. It's like, oh, Brady's got this.
Yes.
And then when they freaking sacked them and got the freaking fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like.
But they got the ball back even. They still had one.
Yeah,
ran.
He still had like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then
it was never not over.
Yeah.
It felt like till the very end.
Yeah, because it was the Super Bowl of last year when they came back and tied it.
Which is in the back of everyone's mind, is they've already done it. So.
Yeah, but yeah.
They
actually. There's a lot of pullback on some of the refs. I mean, it's always going to be controversy.
Yeah,
but there was like five. There were like 5 plays that actually reviewed it. And like when they did that trick play with they called the Philly special.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really drunk during the game, which we will talk about.
Right.
I was watching but not watching because I was in deep conversation with Dolph Ziggler's brother Ryan Nemeth, and
I saw pictures of you guys,
and another guy Phil who I had not seen in a while.
Didn't Dolph's father said something about you?
He was there too. Yeah.
But he said something about like I wish.
No, I made that up.
Oh, okay.
He was just there.
I'm like,
yeah,
man, that's an asshole father.
No, I just did that as a shot at Dolph. Just that's what we do. When you're friends with somebody, you just talk shit.
That's how you know I wish my
son had your heart and height. It's a height thing with me and Dolph. No, but I was watching, but there was Phil who I had not seen since my days, and he used to wrestle for WWE and Florida Championship Wrestling as Bronson. Had not seen him in forever, and he's such a good dude, and we were all just bullshitting and talking, but drinking beers the whole game. So I felt great. It was more, and I shouldn't say I wasn't drunk yet,
right.
but we were we were interacting, and so we would catch big plays, and but I wasn't watching intently and focusing on the game. We were outside we went to a party, Ubered over there about 10 minutes away, and we were out on the back porch, and there were a bunch of people over. They had a big party there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking George, the guy that owned the place, this big 6'5", 6'6" Frankenstein looking fucking like. Have you seen the movie? Not Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
When
the
nail gun.
The guy who was a James Bond villain.
I think so. Yeah. But he's the guy that gets the nail in his head in the beginning of the movie when Happy's like. Is it Happy? It's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
I'm truly proud of you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mr. Larson. It's good to see you again. How's that thing feeling?
Oh, terrific. The nail comes out next week.
Well, you can hardly even notice it.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
And George is kind of like a character like that. This big, huge, large human being, big time drinker, red in the face. So it's his house. He's feeding us beers all night, and he's big guy, just feeding me beers, and he's taking it easy a little bit. And Dolph Ziggler's dad, that's how we'll refer to him, as Dolph Ziggler's dad, with Ryan were telling me that George had a couple big drinking nights the 2 nights before. He's a huge alcoholic, I'm pretty sure. And so he was taking it easy. So I was starting to feel pretty good. I kind of like a challenge every once in a while. I like to sometimes just... I've toned down the competing thing right now and just kind of laying low. And for whatever reason, I got a wild hair up my ass that I wanted to get Big George drunk.
Okay.
And I go, George, shots? And as soon as he heard shots, this guy's face, I'm not even kidding, he couldn't have been happier.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take it easy, but I think he was doing it for his wife.
Yeah.
We were in the kitchen, next thing I know, we're doing shots of vodka.
Oh, no.
And cool. So we're back outside. A couple plays go by. Shots! I scream it out again. George, we're back in the kitchen doing more shots.
Oh,
now I know I got him. Now I want to take the big giant down. Because I'm thinking to myself, this is a big motherfucker. I got to be able to fucking drink. I'm already in deeper than him.
Right.
And this guy, he is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And I go, but something in my fucking brain wanted to bring the monster down this night. Fuck George. # fuck George, everyone. Which was the theme of the night. So I shot. We're doing shots left and fucking right. Double shots for me.
Oh my God.
George, I'm doing double shots. What are you doing, George? George, I'm having such a good time. George is fabbing shots now, which I don't know about until later on in the night. So we get through the game. Everything's great. I probably should go home, Uber back home. But I'm now just feeling like I'm way in deeper than I anticipated going on this. George.
Was this the Sapphire night? Is this another?
No,
okay.
no. This is the Ryan and his friends were staying at the SLS hotel. I've never been there, so I thought it would be a good idea to go down there with them because I was Ubering home anyways.
Right.
I'll just Uber home from there, and I don't recall any of it. It's because I ended up probably doing 3 more shots before I left the house.
Oh my God.
George isn't doing any shots. George had tapped out, and I didn't realize it.
Right.
But # fuck George, because he was feeding me shots still.
So he was faking it.
Yeah,
I
just needed him to accept the defeat for the night, and I would have been content going home.
Oh my God.
So, anyways, now before I know it, we're at the SLS. I have a flashback of being in Ryan Nemeth's room with him and his friends, and then we were at the hotel bar, and everything was fine. I guess we all had a great time.
Sure.
And eventually, I'd stopped drinking because I just knew I was at a point, and maybe they realized it too, but everything was under control. And so we give me an Uber home, and this is pretty funny. I had an Asian driver, and I can't believe I'm going to actually talk about this on the air. We're probably about 10 minutes from my house, and I go to, I'm not sick or anything like that. And when I drank a lot and I just had to burp.
Yeah.
But I burped and baby threw up on myself.
Oh no.
Where it went on my sweater and onto my pants.
Oh shit.
But it wasn't I didn't blah. It wasn't that.
No, but the smell.
But it puke came out. It was a baby burp.
Yeah.
Where I baby threw up on myself. And the driver flip the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my God. I go, no. I go, buddy. I go, we're almost to my house. I go, look, nothing's in your car. I go, we're good. And no. And I go, buddy, we're almost to my place. I go, come on, please. I paid for the ride.
Yeah.
And he pulls over and he goes, you get out of car. And I go, look, it's only right here. I go, it's not in your car. I won't move. I don't have to throw up. If I had to throw up, I would tell you. He goes, no, you out of car. So I get out of the car and he goes, no ride. And I go, you're being a fucking pussy. And he gets mad and he's like, no ride for you, threw up. And I go, fuck you then. And he takes off. I don't have my phone. And I go, he's like speeding away and I just fucking stop as loud as I could.
Yeah.
Because I realize I'm not going to be able to get this.
Right.
And it's my new fucking phone.
Oh, no.
He stops and comes back.
Okay.
And hands me my phone. And I get it. And I go, you're still a pussy. And I came home.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, but it was, and I understand why he flipped out. Had I thrown up in his car, more than warrant, and I did throw up in his car, but not on his, it didn't get on anything, but I can understand why he wouldn't want.
Because you
I'm sure he deals with this in Vegas all the time.
But
where
like, you never know, like one throw up would cause a freaking another.
And we were so close to my house, so I was just like, fuck. It was pretty funny, though, but it was one of those, I had a drink tonight. I haven't touched it since until tonight.
But yeah, speaking of Asian drivers, but not the Special Olympics, I'm sorry. The Winter Olympics.
Wait, how the fuck did that just... Special Olympics Asian drivers?
The Winter Olympics is what, in Pyongyang, in Korea, South Korea.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was just like I saw this, speed skating and not speed skating, the figure skating and all that stuff. But the big I think story that there was a fake Kim Jong-un,
okay,
and then a Donald Trump impersonator that actually went to the ceremony.
Really?
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking funny.
So they're like all handshaking and stuff like that, but then they finally kicked them out when they realized, like, oh wait, they're pretending to be the president.
That is insane.
Yeah, and so
I want to see that. That is great.
Yeah, it's on social media and stuff like that. But
you gotta love what people.
But it's crazy though. Like I mentioned this earlier that there was this this guy. This is actually in California, in North Hollywood, where this guy went up to this Asian lady.
Where Ryan Emmett lives. Actually.
Yeah. They're riding the train to the LA Metro or something like that. And this guy just kept asking questions. It's like, hey, what's your, to
a girl, you were
saying. To a girl. And so, like, the girl just basically, she's attractive.
Thought the guy was hitting on her.
Yeah, hitting on her, and so kept asking questions like where you're from, or, like, where's your genetic background.
Yo, girl, you single?
Like, do you speak English, whatever. And so, like, she
guys clearly read all the dating books.
Yeah. So he's like, she just, like, ignored him. And it's like, do you speak English? He's like, yes. And then that was it. And then they finally got out. Then he started making racist comments on him. It's like, it's like, go back to fucking Asia.
Because she wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah. And so it's like, go back to Asia. God bless Trump.
This girl made a huge mistake. Clearly she missed out on a winner.
Yeah, like, we're going to nuke you guys and stuff like that. And then, just like totally.
This video's online, you said?
Yeah, it's online.
Where can people see this?
It's actually on BuzzFeed.com. It's like they, just basically this guy yelling racist slurs.
See what pieces of shit look like on this planet. Seriously.
He looks like a douche.
If you watch this video and you showed it to me before, it's such fucking trash.
So, but like, it's just like, flicking the finger at her and stuff like that.
He couldn't have looked any worse on video, I feel like. Unless he decided to hit her also.
For sure. But no, it was funny because like after she ended the video, a couple of dudes literally punched him in the face. And
I'm glad they didn't record that part, actually.
They did, but it's just like, like you realize you're being recorded.
Yeah.
And at that point, you should stop.
Not act worse.
Yeah.
Because you're being recorded.
But like for me.
His Spidey instincts are off.
I mean, I've experienced growing up. I've experienced racist comments because of what I look like.
It exists everywhere.
It exists everywhere. And the thing is, racist, like it says, like they're trying to get rid of racism, but like it's hard to get rid of history of.
We're still so close to it that not to say that we can't get away from it, but it's when this is what I was talking about with everybody's raised differently, obviously, and we're so close to the that period still that you have families that is what they believed and they were raised in that, and then they had kids and they instilled that in their kids, and then time started kind of changing, but those kids had these beliefs in their heads already and passed it on to their kids, and there are families out there that are continuing to pass this on.
Yes.
Because that is kind of a bad pattern that happens just in life in general, not just with that, but a lot of things.
Right.
That I don't think it ever fully goes away. I think is the further away from it we get, those numbers go down over time. But it's still
out there. I mean, dude, like
it's never going to go away.
There's this one girl, she's from, I think, South Carolina or something like that. And then she just made a comment about, African Americans, or like, I wouldn't, like, she's a performer. And so like, I wouldn't do black guys because I think that it's not like, cause she's a new girl. And so it's like, I think porn chicks who do black guys is because they can't find work.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what she's saying. And then
she has these
because like, this
program
and
things
but
in
like
her
thing
brain
is,
about stuff.
Like she put it on Twitter, or she wrote a blog about it, and she put it on Twitter, and everyone was bashing her. Basically cyberbullying.
It's one thing if she wants to have her opinion on stuff, but that's something you probably shouldn't share.
Right.
Like, if that's what you think, keep it to yourself. You can make your decisions based off that.
But she's going off as like, I'm not racist. It's like, granted, I guarantee you think you're not racist, but to the outside world, you are.
Those comments come off a little insensitive.
You live probably in a small town where there might be 1 or 2 black guys or something like that. Though, it's like, look, I've been blessed. Granted, I've been went to 13 different schools and lived in different parts of the country and experienced living in the South, experienced living in the East Coast and the West Coast, and so you get to see all that stuff, and it's just. And the thing is, though, like when people who are close-minded, like that guy who says go back to fucking Asia, it's like, dude, if that guy, I guarantee you that guy never left his hometown.
No, he's probably living in a very little bubble.
If he traveled to Europe or traveled to Asia, and then you realize that we're basically the same.
Yeah, we're all human beings.
We're all human beings.
Really,
and so
you're dealing with very
people
narrow-minded people.
Narrow-minded people. And so if everyone
which
gets
is a product of how he's raised.
Yeah, if everyone gets the opportunity to travel and experience different cultures, you get to realize, oh my God, like maybe this place is not the greatest, or the best place. Maybe the place I've been to is just amazing and stuff like that.
There's literally the entire world though is cultures and people that have grown up in that culture, and there's a lot of great out there. But like people are just, I feel like people just have too much hate in them in general, and it's just like, and that guy just seeing that video, it's just so disheartening. Yeah, because I feel like you almost can't. There's some people you look at that. I feel like there's almost no reasoning with that guy. Right. And I would probably dare say, I bet you that guy's a fucking wrestling fan too. You think I'm kidding?
Well, yeah, because like you get comments about like, oh, you're a terrible wrestler and this or that. It's like, but then you realize like, oh, you only got 2 followers. Yeah. So why would I waste my time? Exactly. Like focusing on this negative. You can't. It's just and like, it's focus on the positive, Yeah.
And because there's so much more positive than negative, and that guy, he already got what was coming to him. Yeah. So. But I was gonna say, I got for everybody. We've talked about my ankle injury. That I got surgery set for Thursday next week, so we'll probably have to record either Wednesday or Friday. Hopefully, I'll be fine. Like, luckily, they did a CT scan on everything, and the hardware and the 6 screws need to be removed because it looks to be impinging a nerve, which is why my big toe. I've talked about it on the archives of the show and my whole ankle update and situation and with WWE, and it's caused a lot of problems, and to me it was ultimately, it played a huge part of why my career went the way that it did, with the ups and downs from a booking standpoint there and from outside ventures, and them being the way that they were on things. But I've wrestled my entire career with partial drop foot and with a big toe that doesn't work. And I have a weakened inside of my foot because this original doctor that they sent me to botched the entire surgery.
Oh my God, wow.
3 doctors told me I would never wrestle again. Listening to them, and I say them in WWE and the people that were in charge at the time of all this, nobody's going to give a fuck about me as much as me. They were all too busy with their lives, and they made so many mistakes in all this. Mm-hmm. And I was the one that lived it and experienced it, and it sucked. A lot of positives came from it, though, mentally for me. But it taught me that it gave me a chip on my shoulder for wrestling and taught me I had to speak up. I was too nice.
Right.
And I was dealing with a lot of dumb fucking people. And I realized that by speaking up, nobody knows my body better than me. And I knew that something was wrong. And I talked with top doctors and they go, no, the metal doesn't need to come out. The metal's fine. That I go, I want all the metal taken out. I know the metal is the problem. That it was, and sure enough, it's all documented. This doctor put screws.
What was what was the reason why you did put metal rods in your foot?
Yeah, so this is a really complicated ordeal. So essentially what happened is I broke my foot in a match in Hawaii.
Okay.
I broke into 3 places. I kept wrestling. I finished the match, and I spiral broke my leg to up below my knee. They flew me back home, and there was some swelling. We had to let the swelling go down. The swelling finally went down. What we should have done is usually everybody gets surgery through Alabama, Dr. James Andrews.
Okay.
Down there because they're the best for athletes.
Well known.
They tried to save money and they put it in the hands of this guy, Matt Smith, who was a huge piece of shit. He's no longer with the company.
Okay.
And they sent me to a doctor in Tampa rather than paying for a car to drive me to Alabama. They didn't want to spend the money. This doctor had been sued 10 times in 5 years for malpractice.
Wow.
This guy should have, this was his job who was hired by WWE. Mm-hmm. And he was just didn't do it. And I was told that he was the best doctor for it, which I've since found out that is not the case. And every piece of metal he put in my body, he fucked up. He put a foot-long metal plate, which I still have all this, and ripped all my myofascial tissue in my leg. Because he didn't put it in properly. A plate that I didn't even need in my leg, a spiral fracture that I had, it would have healed all on its own. I didn't even need that plate.
Right.
He then put 2 huge screws through my perineal and superficial nerve, which caused the drop foot and lost the function of my big toe, part of it. Also put a plate, I believe, on the outside of my ankle that they had to remove that was impinging a nerve. And he put a metal plate and 6 screws on the inside of my ankle. So the WWE sent me to a guy because I said I wanted the metal taken out. So they sent me to this guy in Birmingham, finally, to the place, who told me, look, I can't promise you anything. I'll take all the metal out. Hopefully, it'll give you your best chance of being able to come back. I just said, please take everything out that this guy put inside of me. Just please, I don't want this metal inside me. I don't need it. My bones were healed. So he takes the metal out. But I wake up from surgery, and he tells me he left 1 plate on the inside of my ankle with the 6 screws, and I instantly was just like, fuck. Thinking, like, why I wanted everything out. Yeah. And so anyways, we've talked about everything in the past. If you want to go back and listen to it on the archives about WWE firing me, and they as soon as I had the surgery, they tried to fire me shortly thereafter and get rid of me because they thought I was damaged goods, and they didn't want to.
Right.
And I had no choice. I had to stand up for myself. I had to get attorneys, fight to keep my job. And I had no choice but to go back on the road. I wasn't ready. Like, I came back my first fucking year in WWE. Like, it was, my ankle was so fucking wobbly, but I had no choice.
Yeah.
Because they forced, like, it was either you're fired or no, you can't fire me. Just put me on TV. I'll fucking wrestle. But like, that plate needed to come out on the inside of my ankle. Yeah. But so anyways, the latest tests we've had show that this plate is all fucked up. Like, that this guy messed up everything, and that it possibly will allow my foot to come back to 100% for the first time in my adult life since I was 28, which would be, for me, would allow me to, from a wrestling standpoint and a life standpoint, and not only, but like, I walk on the outside of my foot and like my leg, it's caused so many problems, and I've just dealt with it. So I'm excited for Thursday to get this metal out to see where my foot stands with all this. And on top of it, the attorneys I have in Florida were reinstating. There's a loophole that we're able to reinstate the lawsuit against the doctor that WWE forced me to drop in 2012, which had nothing to do with them. They made a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. They made me drop it. And we've talked about that in the past a little bit and whatnot. So it's like all the wrongs are being righted now. But I had to take control. And I was like, why the fuck don't I get this fixed now? I'm in control now. I don't have to listen to anybody else. And so it's all coming to an end here Thursday as far as getting the last piece of this metal taken out. And they told me, no, he goes, you won't need a walking boot. He goes, we'll give you crutches. He goes, you won't need them probably. He goes, you could walk, you could do everything you need. He goes, no, really, take it easy for a couple of weeks to allow the wound to heal. But he goes, you're not really limited. He goes, you could wrestle in a month. So it's not going to affect any of my bookings in March and April and all that. So I'm excited, man, because I really, truly believe this is what I felt on the other metal. I just wanted it taken out because I could feel it in my leg when I like push on my leg. The nerves fire into the inside of my foot, and that is trapping the signal to go into the the inside of my foot and my toe. Yeah. And I already know it's like there's some risk getting the surgery done though, which is a little scary because they got to go around tendons and ligaments but the guy is one of the best doctors here, I've been told.
That's awesome.
And I've looked, and he seems like he's an ankle specialist. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be to be able to regain my athletic ability that I lost. And that's why a lot of people don't understand that, like, I wrestled my entire career as Ryback with a foot that was like 70%.
Oh, yeah.
And my balance was off. And like it's only going to allow me to do more, which I'm really excited about. So
exactly, for sure. That's awesome.
I do want to say before we take a break, I want to, if you notice, the podcast went up late this week.
Yes.
We had a lot of bad luck lately with everything
the
going on.
last couple of weeks, it's been pretty crazy.
The editor of our show, Shining Wizard Eddie, who is an amazing human being, great guy, his father suffered a heart attack that either Saturday or Sunday. And usually he uploads the show Sunday, and as you can imagine, him and his family, it was
family first. For sure.
And he told me, and wasn't even going to ask him to try it. And he finally had time, and he did it. And got it up Wednesday, and he didn't have to. I thought, he was going to be too busy, but he still made, because he listens to the show and has to edit out things
for sure.
that I want edited out and whatnot. And so thank you very much to Eddie.
Thank
and luckily, and got an update today, his dad had successful surgery.
That's good.
And everything went great, and he's doing good now.
Awesome.
So it's good news on that end, but big shout out to Shining Wizards Eddie for being a professional and getting that done. And the show continues. But I think with that, we'll go ahead and we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back after these messages. Hey guys, the big guy Ryback here, and today I want to announce my partnership with Cameo, a personalized video service where athletes all around the world and celebrities to reach out to their fan base and give personalized videos. No matter what the occasion, it could just be to give your friend or your kids something special, all the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day. If you don't know what to give your loved one, the personalized videos are a fun way for us to communicate with our fan base. And it's something I really, really enjoy doing. It's something I'm allowed to give back to you, and in the meantime, I get a little extra cash for my cryptocurrency fund, so everybody wins. So if you'd like to get a personalized video from the big guy Ryback, check out www.bookcameo.com/thebigguy.Ryback. That's www.bookcameo.com/thebigguy.Ryback and get your custom video today. And never forget, feed me more. All right, we are back. Me and Asian Joe, just two chatty Cathy's here this week.
Yeah, no Phoenix.
No Phoenix, but the conversation just still keeps flowing. Better not miss too many more episodes, Phoenix.
I think she's going to be a third wheel.
Yeah, the third wheel, Phoenix Marie, every other week. She feels like recording. I'm kidding, Phoenix. I love you.
We love you.
We love you. Yes, we do.
She's going to kick her ass when we come back.
She's going to be so anxious. If she comes back now. Where did she have to go, by the way?
I think she go with
California?
No, Florida. I think she went to Florida.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and so I don't know what she's doing. All I saw was she's partying.
Yeah, clearly. Check her Instagram again here. See, can't imagine what she's doing tonight.
Oh yeah.
I think with that we'll go ahead. We'll get into some tips of the week. Tips of the week. Yay. All right, book of the week this week, guys. Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. And it's a book on social media. He has a lot of good examples of people that have used social media to grow their business. Talks about the different platforms. A lot of valuable advice in this. You don't have to agree with all of it, but it's he's written a lot of number one bestsellers. I think he's at 4 of them, and this is his 5th one. So it's he definitely knows what he's talking about with social media. So I think you can get some key pointers out of that and use it and apply it to your life if you have a business.
It looks like you're halfway through the book.
Actually, yeah, I should be almost pretty close because it's not the end, I think, is, I'm just taking, yeah, I would say halfway.
Probably, yeah, a
little over half, but halfway,
yeah.
Essentially. So, quote of the week: "Some pursue happiness, others create it," by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nutrition tip of the week. This is something I always try to look for different things that I use and that have helped me. There's actually protein plus spaghetti that if you in the spaghetti aisle at the grocery stores, it's made by Barilla, Barilla. There's
like
10 grams of protein per serving.
It's like I think a huge chain, like a.
It tastes like regular spaghetti.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
But the first ingredient is wheat, but it's not like it's not like a brown spaghetti. It looks like regular spaghetti still.
Okay.
10 grams of protein per serving, 2 grams of fat, and 4 grams of fiber per serving. So it is. I use it on my carb days when I need a lot of carbohydrates because I can eat pastas packed full of carbohydrates. So this is low in fats and it tastes awesome. I love it. But it's Barilla Protein Plus Spaghetti. Check your local grocers. They should have it. I noticed it's at most of them here in town. So, workout fitness tip of the week. Get a lacrosse ball for getting rid of knots on your body or tight muscles. You can just type in lacrosse ball on Amazon or on Google. And I got one in my living room. And they are great. You just put it on the floor. If you have a hard floor, even carpet, it's good to use a hard floor if you can because it can allow the pressure to be even harder. And there's no give on it. And I use it for the back of my shoulder and usually my back and roll. And it's like a pressure point massage. It can really, really get rid of knots and those glued up spots on your body to allow you to have better workouts. Because a lot of us, massages could be expensive and not, it's not something a lot of us have the time or the money for. So these lacrosse balls can save you a lot of trouble. They're relatively quite cheap.
Yeah, it's Amazon's $20 for 2 lacrosse massaging balls.
Yeah, you just need one.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to if you want to get 2 balls, get 2 balls.
Phoenix will be cracking up.
I don't even know why I felt the need to address the 2 balls.
Yeah, it's purple, not blue.
Yeah,
so.
only come in purple and blue. So what do we have any reviews this week?
Yes, we actually have 2. Let's pull them up.
Reviews of the week. I will say before you get into reviews for everybody, we're getting in the Feed Me More Nutrition testimonials, and again, we are looking for as many as possible, quite frankly, that are going to be used in the marketing videos going forward with the marketing agency I'm working with. But if you send in a video and we're most likely going to be using the majority of them, if you send your name and address and your sweater size, you will get a free Feed Me More Nutrition sweater for sending in your testimonial on 30, 45-second video. Nothing crazy, just why you like Feed Me More Nutrition, what supplement you like. If you like all of them, great. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just we can edit these. We have the marketing team can take care of all of that, and it would help the cause tremendously. And my way of saying thank you is I will send you a free Feed Me More Nutrition pullover zip-up hoodie. They're very good quality.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So.
All right, so there's only 2 reviews, but this one will be awesome. It's from Mikey McFly. One of the best podcasts around today. Feed me more.
Short and sweet and to the point.
To the point. Next guy, this is a little lengthy. This is from Good Brother Stu. You're a cool guy, Ryback.
Thank you.
Ryback, thank you for all that you do. In a world where people are cruel to one another and even to animals, you're the opposite. You care about people even when they don't about you. Your tips of the week and advice have possibly changed people's lives, and that, sir, is amazing. You care about your dogs, and again, very admirable. I have a pet that I love too, and I do anything for him because pets are amazing. You truly never are alone in this world when you have a pet. Thanks for all you do, all that you and Phoenix Marie do. Hearing you guys converse on a weekly basis truly is great. Take care, guys.
That was a very nice review.
Yeah,
that's
that's.
I do my best, and I don't understand people that are cruel to animals. I've never understood that.
Dude, I just saw an
I can't watch those
article.
videos on. Like, I'm
no,
glad
I
I'm
saw
not
an
on
article.
Facebook, 'cause
I saw an article. This girl, I guess, brought in a hamster as a support pet to go into the airport, and apparently, I think it was Spirit Air, and then I guess yeah,
I already.
So apparently, from what they said, the person says, well, you can't bring him in, so might as well flush him down the toilet. And she did. Flushed down the hamster down the toilet.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, so are hamsters not allowed on airplanes?
Apparently not, because this, I guess to them, it's not a service animal. And so...
But it's not like a hamster's going to attack anything or cause a problem, and you would think they would. Wait, is this a legit thing?
It was on Yahoo News yesterday. That
not fake news. This is
no,
real,
well, I mean,
could be
Yahoo could be fake news because they have random articles and stuff like that. But I read. I mean, I didn't.
It came across like a real article.
And so basically, it said that she flushed down her hamster down the toilet.
I feel like there's so many different ways that doesn't make sense. Like something that's just. Like, why wouldn't you just go try to find a person that, like, go back through TSA and find somebody that, look, I'm in this situation. My hamster's not allowed. Can you live here? If someone lives there, can you watch this hamster for said days until I'm back? I'll do my best to give you something. Please, I don't want it to die. I need to take this flight. Like, I feel like they're.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like a couple bad info from Spirit Airline led me to flush pet hamster down the airport toilet, student says. So it's a student.
How she did this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right?
So they said that the airline representative suggested flushing her pet hamster Pebbles down the airport toilet, a step that Spirit denies. She panicked and she needed to go home. And because it was a medical issue. So she couldn't rent a car, and thinking about doing it, she flushed Pebbles down the toilet. She was scared. I mean, quote, she was scared. I was scared. It was horrifying to put her in a toilet. I was emotional. I was crying. I sat there for a good 10 minutes crying in the stall. I mean, at that point, I don't know. I would just, if this
How did they catch? She gonna like hide the pet? Like,
I don't know. It's just like,
I feel like this is just that.
It's just like, like.
Granted, if you're tight on time to catch the flight, like you're not really.
Dude, I snuck in stuff. Like, I'm not gonna say because
it's
illegal,
yeah.
but like.
You might have local authorities,
right? Local
authorities,
but like they never like. Apparently, because I mean, obviously TSA would notice that. It's like, hey, there's a moving animal inside.
Yeah.
But
well, you like to think they would notice that.
Yeah, but like
they notice a bag full of fucking pendants and check it every time
but
I travel.
But you know what? It's easy to get. Apparently, you can go online and get a service animal certificate.
Yeah.
And so, if you show your certificate, by law, you're allowed to bring in.
I feel like this could have been handled.
I mean,
a lot better.
The girl, she's 21, so yeah, maybe.
I'm more concerned why she went along with this. I just
yeah,
feel like
I would say, fuck no. This is my pet. I love my pet.
Yeah,
I'm not flushing
you can't tell me to kill my pet. Or flush it down the fucking toilet. And that's very disturbing news.
But yeah, it's definitely. I mean,
I would like to know if that's a legit story.
Yeah,
that seems.
I mean,
it
it happened. I think a day ago or two. So yeah, so like apparently, okay, reading down the article, the U.S. Transportation Safety Administration has no problems with carrying on hamsters. Hamsters are welcome in their checkpoint. Their container would typically go through an X-ray while the owner can hold the hamster as the passenger walks through the metal detector, so the creature is not subject to radiation. This TSA.
Yeah.
So she must have. What happened is she must have went to the check-in counter and said, "Hey, I have my pet hamster." And then I guess, so I'm assuming the representative's like, "Oh, you can't bring her in. Flush her down the toilet." And then that's when she kind of panicked, and he says, "Oh, I can't bring it in." And so that's when she did it and went through TSA. And so
that needs to be looked into.
Yeah. So basically, so she contemplated.
I wish everyone handles situations differently. I wish she kind of would have.
She actually had she had a doctor's letter certifying the rodent. So it was a dwarf hamster. Could know. It's just. Oh my God! The picture of this hamster.
They need to look into that and see the interaction on camera with her and that person.
Yeah.
And see if there's a clear shot of the conversation, and that needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
I wish she would have questioned.
I know.
That's, if anything, for everybody, that's a valuable lesson. Ask fucking questions and speak up.
Like, she's 21 years old. She's going to school, and the people got to realize though, like. Don't listen to information.
Yeah.
To one information. If one
question it. If you don't agree with it, ask questions.
Like, dude, like I would say, hey, can I talk to your manager?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I talk
That's what I'm a little more upset with.
Exactly. I think
she
it's
got
because
scared.
She got scared, and I think
which is understandable.
I hate to say this. She's young. I hate to say this word. She's a millennial.
Yeah.
And they don't. I've experienced with people who are millennials. They don't have the right frame of mind to ask questions. They believe
they just go with it, whatever.
They just go with it, like just be zombies, and
kind of like people
relying on their
them,
parents to do everything for them.
Yeah,
like basically, I'm not saying they're spoiled, but basically getting things handed to them, whereas they're not experiencing. You know, like you and I, we both experience hardship and learn from it.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of these people don't experience hardship.
Yeah.
They think that everything's handed to them, and they think they deserve.
We live in very strange times in general.
But it's just tragic that she did this.
I'm sure something else. If that's gonna get some. If that's a real deal, that's gonna get some mainstream attention.
Oh yeah, I feel like. For sure.
That's not the end of this. If
I
that
mean,
is a legit story.
I see people bring their pets in and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, look,
to advise somebody to flush their pet down the toilet.
Yeah,
that is going to end up.
That's like basically telling, hey, go ahead and kill that person.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
you're basically telling people to commit murder, and it's just
that's animal cruelty.
Yeah, definitely animal cruelty. I mean,
it's.
And so it's like, but man, this is a thought of like, just imagine if you had to do that to your. I mean, yeah.
No, you can't. Like you can't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm more disturbed that she went along with it.
Yeah.
That's than anything.
And but yeah, for sure. And
just so I don't forget, though, I will say that Good Brother Stu's the winner for the podcast review, and to contact me at thebigguy@feedmemore.com and email your. Screenshot of your review, name and address, and supplement of choice, and we'll throw in a free Feed Me More Nutrition shaker bottle, workout towel, and wristband as well. And thank you for the great reviews, guys. Please keep them coming and supporting the show. We greatly appreciate it. And fuck Spirit Airlines
if that's the case. Oh, Spirit Airlines is a terrible airline anyway.
I think I've only used them once.
Oh my God, it's cardboard on those seats.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I can't even remember.
So tight, you can't. And they even though they're cheap tickets, they're not going to dime you if you have to do carry on or.
I've noticed that with certain airlines. Yeah.
But they'll.
They don't even give you water on some of them. Like there's you have to pay for every little. It's weird how airlines. How they differentiate between one airline to the other. I typically enjoy going United or Delta.
Yeah.
And I got good status with both of those. I got all the airline cards.
But it's crazy. Like you hear, obviously, with United with that passenger.
Yeah, but again, you're dealing with individual human beings that work for these.
Yeah.
That comes down though to the training and monitoring from the supervisors. If you know you have people that are kind of not following procedures or kind of have their strong own opinions where that's not the place, you got to kind of follow protocol, and like you got to have good judgment in those positions in this day and age.
And everyone has cell phones with cameras.
Yeah.
So you have to be wary. It's like, all right,
you are representing the company when you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the company.
Yeah.
In that position,
you have the right to defend yourself. I'm not knocking on that.
In all fairness, I've seen people on flights though that are just fucking assholes. And there was an old lady sitting on a flight and with a kid, and the kid had this big ass dog, and he was not listening to the staff, and he had something wrong with him as far as mentally. He wasn't, I don't want to say mentally handicapped. He reminded me of the kid from Bad Santa.
Yes.
But he was a grown up.
Asperger's? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was some the kid in he looked like a grown up version of him.
Okay.
And he spoke like that, and like something was just off and he had this dog was enormous. And they wanted him to wait to board so that the dog wasn't blocking everybody. Yeah. And he was like raising his voice and talking, you can't tell me what to do, and being very defiant. And they were bending over backwards trying, but he was holding up the flight on other things. And sure enough, and I'm in first class, he sits right next to me finally, but the dog is blocking everyone from getting in. Yeah. And he needed to be on an inside seat so his dog could lie in front of him. Sure. There was just something, and for whatever reason, I apologize. He was in the seat behind us. Okay. I was sitting next to the
But he
old
was
lady.
also first class.
First class.
Okay.
I was row 1. He was row 2.
Okay.
The dog was in the aisle. He needed to be in 1 so the dog could have the front leg room there. Yeah. So they're arguing forever, and they're trying. And I liked having that front row seat because I had the leg room because being a little bigger. Yeah. There's this older woman right next to me who apparently was kind of like a rich, snobby woman. I got upgraded because I have status. I didn't pay for the seat. Right. She apparently paid for her seat. They had been kind of talking, and I'm already in my head now thinking, I'm going to give him my seat just to get this over with. Right. This lady, and I'm annoyed with this kid already because he's just being this is his fault completely. Why this stuff is going on. If he would have waited to board, this would not have been an issue. Yeah. And they say to the woman, ma'am, because they both had aisle seats, I was on the inside seat, so they just go to her first. Do you mind switching seats with this gentleman so the dog has room? And she literally goes, oh, I don't have to give him my seat. I paid for this seat. This guy here got a free upgrade. Get him. And I just looked at her, and I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And just look at her in her eye. I just wanted to look in her eyeballs like, why are you a bitch? Yeah. Like, what is, you see what's going on. And I go, I have no problem giving him my seat. And I give him my seat, and I looked down, I go, shut the fuck up now to the kid. And just so he understood, you shut the fuck up. Yeah. And the flight and everything was taken care of. And I just made sure that lady knew she was a bitch too before the flight was over. But it was.
Well, some people needs to be like, there's times
she was
where,
such a snobby. Yeah. I was like, but she was sympathizing with the boy trying to like tell him there was a problem with the staff, and there wasn't. But so I'm seeing firsthand people being pieces of shit, and like just the dog was the fucking baby face. The poor dog.
Yeah, the dog doesn't know what's going on.
But this kid being just ignorant and this woman being a bitch, it was just like, God damn. Like I sympathize. Airlines deal with a lot of shitty people.
Oh yeah.
So I understand why they get upset and like. But
dude, just hear people complaining every day.
And there's people that are looking. It's like the people driving, trying to get in a car wreck for fucking insurance claims. Like you got people just looking for anything because they're pieces of shit and just. Yeah. I don't want to get talking about that. I'm gonna
go tangents and stuff like that.
Give me some questions. Feed me some.
All right, let's see. Oh, this is a good question. What are you? This is from Rumple Foreskin.
Oh God.
This was at Shot Across the Bow. What are your thoughts on Planet Fitness? Do you agree with the judgment-free zone, or should people just worry about their own fitness without concerning themselves with what others may think of them? What is that? What is the judgment-free zone?
So Planet Fitness, I understand what they're trying to do from a business standpoint. They're trying to target people that are intimidated of gyms.
Yes.
And quote unquote like steroid bodybuilders, and that I totally understand. They're targeting a different audience, but it's a little odd. The gyms are not the best gyms. They're good. They have machines there. They don't have a lot of free weights.
Right.
And they got a thing that like if you make too much noise there, or if you drop the weights and they make too much of a noise, this alarm, it's called a lunk alarm, it goes off.
Okay.
To try to kind of make you feel insecure so other people look at you,
okay,
that you're going against their rules of making too much noise.
Okay.
Which like I understand like the no screaming, but it's just a weird, the way they advertise their business is a little odd because they're saying it's a no judgment zone, but they're judging the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my issue, the gyms just suck. Like as far as compared to other gyms, they're good for people that are at an introductory level in fitness and want to go there and do cardio and do some machines, get a good little workout, get a sweat. There's much better gyms out there, but I'm sure it's a profitable business and they get the people that want to make the New Year's resolutions.
Right.
That's their audience, if that makes sense. So that's always on the road, a last resort when there's no other gyms. That's like, damn it, Planet Fitness. So,
okay,
not a big supporter of them.
Yeah,
it's not that I've had to go there and work out there, and it's fine, and they've been accommodating gyms in the past, but they tend to judge.
Okay.
I had a lady, I was doing curls once. I had the whole machine maxed out. And like when you're working out, I don't scream. I don't make noise. I have my headphones on. I keep to myself. If anyone that's ever seen me in the gym, I have my meditation on. Like I'm as quiet as they come. And the machine, but when you're doing a full stack, the whole weight, when you set it down, it's going to make a little noise, especially at the end of your thing. It's not at the top and then dropping it.
No,
it's at the top and bringing it down, and you set it down. And there was one lady that came over, and because the curl machine was right next to the front desk,
right.
And she goes, "Sir, you're making too much noise. You're going to set off the lunk alarm." And I go, "I didn't set it off though." But she goes, "You're gonna." And I was so confused. I was just like, "Wait." But it was because I was in shape, right. And I think she was just judging me, and it felt really
when I
fucked
used
up.
to work out. This is probably 8 years ago, but I was at Bally's, but over here is LA Fitness, but in Chicago, and so I was working out, doing machines and stuff like that, and this big Polish guy. I mean, it's like one of those. He's fat.
Yeah,
but he's
a lot of muscle.
A lot of muscle
big
underneath
motherfucker.
it. But the guy, he didn't have deodorant. It was like he smelled. And
there's no Asian Joe. If there's one thing that the big guy hates, it's people that don't wear deodorant. And I've been around my fair share of people.
And so, but like,
this is pretty funny.
I've seen this guy a bunch of times. It's like, all right, my business. But for some reason, he needed to do my machine. Like, it's like, hey, do you mind if you go back and forth? I'm like,
is this why you don't go to the gym anymore? Is this subconsciously?
That and also going to the locker room and seeing balls hanging down from the old guys.
Yeah, I got.
Dude, these guys.
I was scarred as kids.
I was like, holy shit. But
full blown scene guys standing on chairs, blood drying their balls.
This is probably the last time I was at the gym because of him. So he was just like, we're just going back and forth.
People think it's you too when he's not, because then you're there working out and the smell stays.
I know.
And then like a nice, good-looking girl walks by and he smells it and she's gonna look at you.
Yeah, and so I'm like, we're
that
going.
That stench is on your body till you shower that off.
And he doesn't wipe the.
You got to shave your nostril hairs out after that because they're fucking tarnished.
But like he would like we're doing like leg presses or something like that. And so, I'm doing, I don't know, like 100 pounds or I forgot what it was. But then he's like putting like 300 pounds. It's like, all right. And like, at least like I actually was nice enough to put it down.
Considerate lifter. You put it back.
But like then like when I'm doing it, he doesn't move it. It's like.
A little selfish prick, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I can lift 300 pounds too.
Let's be honest, he's too lazy to put deodorant on. I feel like it's going to carry over to other things.
God, but yeah, that
unless
was just
it's a religious belief.
But then It's just like there's a couple machines that you want to take turns. It's like, you know what?
Is that a religious thing with some people?
What's that?
That not wearing deodorant?
I think so.
I feel like I've heard that.
There is a religious thing, and also
You think God would like want people not to wear deodorant? Do you think that's like how dare you? I command you to smell.
yeah.
Let the body
Yeah.
just be the body.
Yeah, it's because there's some guys in the industry loves the smell of girls not putting deodorant on, but it's also yeah, but it's also like with aluminum,
There's health. So I was
health
going to
risk,
tell you,
yeah.
I went on an experiment and tried natural deodorants for a while. And like, because they were saying like baking soda and different ones, that natural deodorants with baking soda would work, and they all fucking sucked.
Have you tried that the salt or that there was like?
I'm telling you, I probably did this for 2 months. When I was with WWE, and I would put it on in the morning after I showered and would go eat and go work out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, before I even started working out, I could like at the beginning of the workout,
yeah.
I would already start like
Smell.
I'd start. So I go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I was on the road. I was in California, I think San Diego, and I just went to a gas station just to get one real quick. I couldn't take it anymore because I was putting this deodorant on all day to try to like, and you put it back on, it would work for like maybe an hour or two. None of it. I tried every single one on Amazon.
Wow.
If anybody knows a good natural deodorant, I would love. I just don't personally think they
were.
I
mean, the thing is, I think it's because just like food or anything like that. I think people's body chemistry is so different, and so for me, like I would wear a degree deodorant, and then after a while, like during the summertime, I'm wearing degree, but then I'm like I'm still smelling.
Yeah.
And because your body's just like adapting to it. And
There's
so
the ones I'm using now, these Old Spice ones. There
Yeah.
was one and I used a couple of the clinical ones. Those are amazing.
yeah, and
'Cause
so
I'm
like
active
yeah,
as
and
fuck,
then
Asian
I
Joe.
switched over to the clinical ones.
Yeah.
And that helped. But then I don't want my body to get used to it.
Yeah.
So I actually
Switch it up.
Switch it up.
These Old Spice ones I'm using, I'll get the names for next week. They are the two that I have, they work extremely well. Like more better than even the clinical ones I was using. One of them might actually, I don't know if they have a clinical one, the Old Spice, but this one I'm using is amazing. This last one I've used. So where I don't get like, I'm like, okay, this
Do you
is
do the spray or the roll-ons?
the roll on.
Yeah.
But I do I'm big on that body spray black.
Right.
I'll even, first thing in the morning, deodorant, body spray black under the armpits just to give it a little fucking.
Right.
But I notice if I go tanning, they armpits smell like usually like from tanning, but with this deodorant, it's not nearly as noticeable. So
Okay.
side story, sorry.
All right,
guys.
no worries. All right, let's see. Hi, Ryback. How's Sophie? Or this is from Jesus, not Jesus, but I will say Jesus Wrangle at JVMR31. Hi, Ryback. How's Sophie doing so far? What's the ETA for the Finish It BCAA? Excited to try it, and I have a dog, and I've decided to get pet insurance just in case, like you recommended. Hi,
very
Phoenix.
smart move.
Hi, Phoenix. Hi, Joe. Hello.
Phoenix isn't here.
Yeah, Phoenix is
Just
here,
so you know.
Yeah.
Make sure you let her know on social media.
Yeah, but
Sophie's doing great. As we addressed earlier on in the show, thank you very much. Finish It. The labels actually are going to be at the manufacturer next week, by mid next week. So I'm hoping they have it shipped out to me either by the end of the week or the beginning of the following week. So we are right around the corner. This stuff, it all takes a little longer. I was hoping it was going to be done by mid-January. It just takes time. Getting the labels done take the longest because you got to make sure everything meets all the requirements. You got to make sure you comb through these things over and over and over again, finishing fine details. You don't want any mistakes on these things. And it's been a process. So, but Finish It is going to be out, I would say safely within the next 2 weeks for sure.
okay. All right, the next one is Awesome by Choice at Trevor Janes 1. Do you believe that after WrestleMania 29 match with Henry and the heel turn the Raw after against John Cena, things were going downhill? Do you think if they kept your face, would you have eventually become world champion?
That was all exactly how they wanted it. It was to take away everything, and they tried for 7 months, and then they took everything away. And that was, I will always say, and there's a lot of articles and everything out there, and people, that main event run was never meant for me to have a main event run. And it was, they took the wheels off. They tried to take the wheels off throughout the whole thing. And finally, they just took everything away because people were supporting it still, even after 6 or 7 pay-per-view losses and falling up my face on WrestleMania with Mark Henry that I tried to fight. And we've talked about that in the past. And I'm thankful for all of it because it's made me the man that I am outside of that fake world. And it's, I don't care if I would have been world champion there because it's fake. This is what I try to stress to these people that watch wrestling. They want to desperately believe that it's real. It's not. None of it's real. Everything is stories and
scripted.
It's fake. Nobody's really a champion. Everybody's playing a part. That's what and don't get me wrong, the physicality is real.
Oh yeah, no
the
doubt.
effort is real.
The effort is real.
From a physical standpoint of spending energy in the ring, that is real.
It's just the fact that you're spending energy of not to really hurt that person.
You're physically exhausted telling these stories
Yes.
or lack of stories and just of doing moves and whatnot. But everybody, whether you're winning or losing, whatever you're doing, you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do.
Right.
So nobody's really a winner or a loser. It's all just acting, which is wrestling fans have a really, really tough time with this. And that the guys that go out and agree to let the guys win, anytime I've ever won, and I've won a lot more than I've lost, and I've been that written to the script more to win more than I've lost. And I've never won and I've never lost. It's all fake. Mm-hmm. It's not a real fight.
Yeah.
There's no so everybody is just playing a part, and people get placed in better roles than other people at times.
For sure.
And that's all that it is. But wrestling fans have a really, really tough time. They don't want to accept that. Mm-hmm. And they think that if a guy is losing all the time, he's really a loser. No, he's not. He's fucking, couldn't be any further from the truth.
Yeah, it's
just
moving the story a lot.
He's playing his role.
Yeah.
And it's
just like in porno. It's
yeah.
like it's all
script.
It's all
everything.
Script. It's all based on a fantasy.
And they need to understand that, but they don't. It's like it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's almost like because I've talked about this in the past with guys that there's these so-called wrestling writers out there, and then they said like Ryback failed in the main event, and I never failed. I thoroughly succeeded, first of all, but it's like if you go to a movie and watch the bad guy get killed at the end of the movie, did he fail from as far as
right?
Did he fail in that role? No, he went out and did exactly what he was told to do.
Yeah.
So these guys, their whole logic is fucking off to begin with,
yeah.
which they're so stupid they don't understand, and because they're so caught up in this fake world, which is really laughable when you really break it down. So I just want people to understand that.
Yeah.
If they could watch wrestling and understand that, they would be able to enjoy it more.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, I stopped kind of watching wrestling maybe 2004.
Yeah.
Because that's
a lot of people did.
Because it wasn't because of because when I was in high school and stuff like that, that's all we watch. We do wrestling movies,
yeah.
play video games and stuff like that. But as you go to college,
there was a period where the games and everything on Nintendo 64
yeah, it was just
were really
huge.
It was fun to get together and play them.
But then as you get older, I'm starting to go to college and just working on life.
You grow up. There's more. You realize that
because deep down we knew wrestling wasn't wasn't real.
You also need stories to keep you captivated because most people will tune out just watching fake fighting.
Yeah.
You need the in-between stories of getting you through the fake fighting.
For sure. And I think also that's when kind of social media and then the internet kind of start taking off about the wrestling news. And so you kind of get to know, then all of a sudden you're doing the reality shows with, the wrestling people and stuff like that. So you actually, you're getting more personal with the wrestlers, whereas without that social media, you only see them on TV.
Yeah, which was much better for wrestling at that period.
Because you don't know how they're in real life. It's oh my God, he's really nice in real life.
It was more special.
Yeah.
Times have just changed completely without that aspect where it's both have their positives and negatives. It was more special back then because you weren't as accessible.
Oh my
whereas
God.
now somebody can just go on social media.
Just the storyline of Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and then, $1 Million Man and Elizabeth. It's just like the whole.
I picture though. Can you imagine like Andre fucking doing Instagram stories of him just drinking fucking 70 beers at night? He'd probably be more over even. Like for him, it might have.
Yeah, but you know
him.
what? Like when he's drinking, he probably like drinks a fucking like freaking a 45 like a 64 ounce like with a pinky like.
Andre bullying Hogan in the bar. Like people are just like it ruins Hogan. Hogan never takes off. What the fuck?
Right.
I'm kidding. Hogan
there's a bunch of other questions, but I think let's do this one. Hey, Ryback, 2 questions. My boss Dale wants to know if you're spiritual, and 2, my wife wants to know what kind
Very
of
random.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm picking this question.
Asking a question for Dale, his boss.
Yeah, and then my wife wants to know what is your favorite bottle of wine is.
I feel like what a very caring human being writing in a question for his boss and his wife.
To be honest, he's probably asking these questions, but basically saying, "Hey, it's my boss and my wife."
Yeah.
But is it this Ryback fan?
I feel like Dale and his wife don't exist.
This is a Ryback fanatic.
Okay.
So he's a big fan of yours.
As far as wine, I like red wine blends. I like just trying. I really haven't come across a red wine blend that I don't like. I've tried expensive ones, cheap ones. I tend to get I like to keep is it Ménage à Trois? I believe is the red blend. Oh no, did that die?
No, I just put the charger.
Oh, that Ménage à Trois, it's a red wine blend. It's not expensive at all. It's probably the best cheaper wine that I've had. I've had a couple bottles of 2 or 3 bottles of a more expensive red wine that was really, really good. So I drink, if I drink red wine, I tend to drink a little more for the show. You know what I mean? Where it's those cheaper ones are just more handy. If I found one that I like, but I like them all.
Do you like it with the food, or do you just drink it straight up?
I don't. Well, I'm right now. Like I typically don't drink only except for the podcast.
Right.
But I'm not like one of those. Like again, if I go on a date, I will have 1 or 2 glasses if I feel, and that's not every time, just every once in a blue moon. Right. And it's usually just a red wine blend. Okay. That's they usually all have a red wine blend on the menu. So there's usually 1 or 2 available. Do you
go, like when you go out, do you go the recommendation of the waiter or the house, or do you go by the brand name?
No, because usually most of the places for blends, they usually have like 1 or 2. Okay. And they're all both probably they're reasonably priced. Yeah. 14 Hands is one that most of the restaurants here tend to have. Okay. I've noticed. But I usually, if I'm going to go like on a date, and I'm deciding I'm going to have a drink, it's 1 or 2 tops, and that's it. Especially like if I'm driving, it's never more than 2 glasses of wine. Of course, yeah. And it's usually that's in the beginning of the meal, and we're talking, and I give that plenty of time. Right. Even so. But yeah, and then as far as the spiritual thing, I was raised Catholic, and I believe in God. Obviously, I believe that there's a higher power, yeah. And I don't think God created 100 different religions. I think man did that. In all fairness, and I don't.
The thing is, like, if you look, because like my mom was Muslim and my dad's Buddhist,
yeah.
And so I got 2 different worlds. What's the thing is, my parents never really pushed religion on me. They kind of made my choice, but it was my family members was trying to push me. So I had my family members who were Buddhist would take me to a temple. I had family members who were Muslim would take me to a mosque. But it was just so confusing, and so it was like my parents just kind of like whatever. So, but if you look at Muslim, Christianity, Buddhist, all types of religions, they all have basic foundations.
Yeah. Essentially, it's just be a good human being.
Yes, exactly.
It's which kind of goes along with The Secret, like with that, and that Secret's just a culmination of different teachings and everything of being a good person and positive thinking. I just personally don't believe that God created all these religions. No, I don't think. No, I think we instinctually know how to be good human beings.
Back in.
But I think religion does create. I think it does create good morals and structure.
Good morals, yeah. I think some basic foundation of how you live your life.
So there are you'll never hear me. I will never. That's why I don't talk about religion on this show, and I don't preach what I believe in. Just being a good, positive person.
Exactly.
And I think we instinctually all know that.
Yeah. But people use religion to.
Some of the most screwed up people I've ever met
Yeah.
are ultra religious people.
Yeah.
So it's and again, I think whatever works for you. One of my good buddies, Chris Pavone, is super religious, and he's a Christian, but we're just friends, and I don't push my stuff on him. He doesn't push his stuff on me. He makes it work for him, and his life is where it is because he believes in it.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Just if you believe in something and it benefits your life and you're not hurting anybody,
Yeah.
who the fuck cares?
Exactly. Well, dude, like, I mean,
But to push your shit on other people,
yeah.
like I think.
Well, I mean, I know Phoenix gets this a lot, and I know a lot of my friends who are porn girls.
Yeah.
Dude, getting the comments is like, you're gonna burn in hell. Like, I hope you die.
Yeah.
And just using their religion to basically put down on that person and hope the worst thing. Dude, when August Aim passed away, I think Tila, like the rally star Tila Tequila.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, she posted up saying that I was praying for God to spite them, and basically God granted my wish that literally saying that grant my wish that one of the porn stars, and started dying off.
It's unfortunate
And
that
it's
people
just
act like this.
How can you say that? If you're religious, the purpose of religion is basically giving you a foundation to care
peace.
for
Yeah,
for peace,
being peaceful.
care for other people.
Yeah.
But then when you incite violence in somebody, you're not following the religion at all.
No. This is one of my things and this ties into the wrestling. Some of the most fucked up comments I get, and if you click on the person's page, one of the first things they have on there is something with religion.
Yes.
And it's with religion and their family. And to me, it's just like, what is going on? What is like, where the fuck are you mentally at, man?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think social media will have more repercussions in the future with people that meet, like, from an employment standpoint. I think every employer should monitor.
They do. There are a lot of companies
I
that
mean,
do.
like, and not to say there's freedom of speech and everything, obviously,
Of course.
but there's if you could see that people are mentally unstable and are making these comments online, then you clearly know that they probably aren't suited to be in the position for the company.
For sure.
But like, if you work at Sears, I feel like Sears needs to, like, or wherever you work for, you work for Jiffy Lube, that there needs to be a social media department that monitors how you're acting and your interactions with other human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're doing that on social media, who's to say that you're not going to do something stupid while at work?
Yeah, exactly.
Even though you're probably too much of a pussy to do it in person, but still, I think that, and I think in time, this stuff will come out more and more. And we've seen examples of that, of people in different positions leave really ignorant comments,
And then
really
they get
racist
fired.
comments,
Yeah, they get
judgmental
fired,
comments,
yeah.
and you get fired. And I think you need to have these repercussions to keep people in check,
Yeah.
because there's so many of them. They think they can, social media and stuff that we're evolving with it, and it's you just need to just be decent human beings.
Yeah.
Goddamn. All right. Any other questions?
No, I think that's pretty much the.
I'm going to see. I always like to acknowledge some of the
for those
Instagram
Instagrams,
ones. Just taking a look here. I get this on a lot of my stuff on Instagram, I've noticed, with people, and I really, really appreciate it. And it's when are you coming back to wrestling, hopefully for the WWE? And there's always a lot of my stuff. When are you coming back to WWE?
Yeah,
and it's like,
the
I'm
same
not,
question,
guys.
yeah.
I'm not. It's just, I'm at a point in my life where I'm extremely happy. I'm starting wrestling back up in April. I got quite a few bookings, and I took a couple months to let my body heal here, and I'm feeling really, really good. But I've told my truth on my experience with them, and there's some issues still ongoing and whatnot. And it's not. I like being home, and it's not to say that at some point, I might feel the need that I at some point, maybe on a part-time, I can't even see it right now. I'm in such a good place, and life is good and business is good. And I make very good money on the independent scene wrestling. And I don't have if there's one thing I think people need to know about me, I don't have this drive and desire to be famous.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about it. I think it's truly an empty life. And I think you've seen that. You've seen Jim Carrey. If you've what he makes a lot of comments where he wishes people could be famous, everyone so they can see that it's not the fucking answer.
Exactly.
And not to say that you can't be famous and whatnot. Like I just think I would rather be happy, and I would rather be able to be financially in a very stable, secure place to be able to never have a situation in life dictate something to me that I'm not in control of. Where, you know, if I was in a really tough financial situation and something happened to Sophie like it did, where I would have to put her down.
Yeah.
But I'm in a good position where I have options.
Exactly.
Where I could, if I want to go on a vacation to the Bahamas, I can. If I want to go live, you know what I mean? But I don't care if people recognize me walking down the street.
Right.
That's not my drive, and I don't have this. It's a fake world. So any success there is predetermined. So and that became very unsatisfying to me after a while because it's not real, and you're not. That's why another reason I like doing this show is for the people that follow me, that continue to follow me past WWE, you actually get to know the real me, which is, I never had that option available because I was playing a part, and it's fine. That's what it was and whatnot. But this is, I just don't see it happening. So I appreciate everyone wanting me to go back and whatnot, but it's not something I think about at this point in time. It's
Exactly.
just not, and not to say that I can't at some point, never say never, but it's just not something I right now I care about. So
For sure.
and outside of that, I don't think really. I'm trying to look and see if we have. That's kind of like the main that one I get all the time, and there were a lot of good ones.
There's one.
There's one more I do want to get to. Actually, it's pretty funny. Not funny. It's just on all of us, for me and you. What foods? And this is from Chef Sam. What foods are your guilty pleasures? They have to be really guilty. Rice does not count. Phoenix, I hope you're feeling better. Trust me, she is.
She is.
Ryback, I hope the back is okay. Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you. Asian Joe, stay sexy. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
I don't. Oh man,
Is your diet just eat whatever you want?
But the thing is, like the problem is, I don't.
You lucky motherfucker. What a life, man.
Dude, it's catching up to me now, but.
No, you're still like you're not like out of shape or anything. I feel like.
Yeah, but I cover it well. But I don't know. It's just like it's really tough because like my mom, she cooks so much food. Like every time I come over, come to my. Actually, I'm leaving to go to California.
What's her best dish that she makes?
Oh shoot! Well, she makes.
That's bad for you.
It's like a lot of fried foods.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I like. My mom would cook like a roast beef, but she would cook like this regular carrots, potatoes, and then
I know exactly what you're talking
but
about. My mom used to make this. Yeah.
But dude, it's
She still
just
does
like,
it.
dude, it's like butter. It's like
Yeah.
the meat comes off, and it's a good portion of meat and fat.
This sounds so. Yeah, I'm so
But
hungry right
I know,
now.
but dude, like, she cooked like probably it's got to be at least I would say 8, 9.
Yeah,
pounds.
way more than anybody needs.
But
yeah.
dude, like for 3 days in a row, I kept eating it.
Yeah, no,
and
that's.
I just literally like every time I come over, I would gain like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Every time I'm at my mom's house. So I mean, it's just like.
That's I feel like I wish I could do that more. That would be. I should do that more.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know if
pizza
it's a guilty pleasure, but like whenever my mom cooks, it's like, granted, you're raised to not waste food because people are starving, and so. But my mom cooks for 12 people when there's 4 of us, so it's like
nothing wrong with that.
but just like, Mom, I can't eat.
You're going to be putting.
But
on
I would
pounds.
literally eat every other hour. And
Yeah,
it's just nonstop.
Well, it's the food. I know exactly what you're talking about on that. That's. I would say for me, and I had it maybe a week and a half ago on my carb day. I ate a whole pizza. I love pizza.
Yeah.
Stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah.
I could eat that, and I don't eat it hardly ever. So it was a long time since I'd had it. But pizza and buffalo bites,
yeah.
the breaded ones, because usually I'll do wings naked.
Yeah.
So
do you have a particular pizza brand, or do you go to
I like pizza. I like Pizza Hut and Papa John's.
At Papa John's?
Yeah.
I like, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I love all pizza. I love pizza.
I like Papa John's, but it's just like something about Papa John's. It's just like I know it's really bad for me.
What? It's probably
Wait,
that. I love that garlic butter.
Yes, I think that's the garlic butter.
I would pour 20 of those on the whole thing.
I
if
know.
I
I was just like
They only
dump
give
it
you
out.
one,
It's
though.
like whatever, but I guarantee it's
Cheap
probably.
motherfuckers.
I guarantee it's probably high in fucking calories.
Well, if I'm eating it,
And-
I'm eating it for that reason, just because I want.
But when I lived in Chicago, deep dish pizza.
Yeah,
is
I've
all-
had a Chicago deep dish
But
once.
I found out they actually Giordano's is now in Vegas now, and so
Really?
I actually went down there and got a deep dish.
Oh.
And I was just
Is that
like,
on the Strip?
No, there's actually one on Tivoli Village.
Okay.
Oh, no, not Tivoli Village. I think Boca Park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
there's
Summerlin
actually
there
a
in Summerlin.
Giordano's that just opened up.
Okay,
And
I know
so-
exactly that.
Yeah, it's like the Targets.
The
where Target
vitamin
is.
shops over there, Target. I know exactly.
Yeah, so there's a Giordano's right there.
Did they build that where, by the way, I wonder if they built that right next to Vitamin Shop where Baja Fresh used to be. 'Cause
Probably.
Baja Fresh.
Yeah, it was like
all got-
it's a standalone building. So probably not Baja Fresh, but I think I think it used to be a business, but then I think Giordano's took over.
Okay,
But-
because Baja Fresh all went out of business
Yeah.
out here outside of the airport.
Oh
one,
yeah,
which was
because
a-
I heard they totally just shut down.
Yeah,
Not even-
that was one of my favorite places.
I like going there every now
I
and then.
loved their steak and chicken with the Baja sauce.
yeah.
It was. I would drink the Baja sauce out of the little. I would get extra cups and just drink it. Like, the ex-girlfriend used to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "This is so good. How do you not like this? Drink
Yeah.
it." She's like, "Fuck you."
That's why she's ex.
Yeah, because we broke up over the Baja sauce. Weirdo.
Yeah.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with some wrestling news. You going to stick around for the wrestling
Yeah,
news?
of course.
All right, and then we'll do some plugs, and we'll be right back after these guys.
Awesome.
I am the ultimate Ryback, and I'm here to tell you about Feed Me More Nutrition. It is the ultimate premium in sports nutrition. Wake up, unlimited energy. I take it non-stop, and I am all the unlimited energy from the gods above my blood. My skin, the energy is pouring through my system. The big guy, all natural testosterone booster will be giving you erections to the heavens. And if you need protein builds muscles upon muscles. I'm so hungry. Premium grass-fed, prebiotic, enhanced whey protein. Isolate is what you need. Back, burn body fat with Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner, the most powerful fat burner on the market today. Feed me more nutrition. Save 10% with Podcast 10. Available on feedmemore.com and Amazon.
Okay, we are back to the wrestling news portion of the show, and tonight we're going to turn it over to Asian Joe.
Yeah, that was my first
He's
time
really
reading.
giddy. He hopped on the horse. He wants to read the wrestling neuse.
Dude, I got
Mark
sick.
for life, flaked
I got
out with
s-
Phoenix.
dude,
He's
he
out
was-
partying with her.
Dude, I know. He was just getting a little annoying. So I'm going to take over.
Mark for life gets on a lot of people's nerves, believe it or not. Real fucking loser.
Yeah. So I'm reading. So I may be the new Asian Joe fucks up the wrestling news.
Shout out to Mike Malero, though. I don't think he we didn't get the plugs in for Mike, but Mike Malero, Stitch. God damn it. FNM. I'm sorry, Mike. But Mike Malero, who always does our wrestling news. Ace is the man.
Ace
We'll
is the man, all right.
give him an extra plug next week.
All right,
Double plug him.
Okay, cool. He talks about, he said, I have seen a lot of rumors this week about Triple H potentially getting a bigger role in WWE, but nothing seems all that well sourced. Just speculation based on Vince bringing back XFL.
Yeah, I would say he already is. I mean,
Well, is there Stephanie and Shane that
Oh,
kind
they're
of
there
runs
as
everything,
well.
right?
Shane's just more of an on-screen talent
Oh, okay.
from what everything seems. Who knows? I would imagine there's a lot, and from people there, everyone kind of seems that I've talked to, and there seems to be a consensus that they think Vince is going to sell WWE, and he's cleaned. That's why he's kind of cleaned everything up. And there seems to be, whether it's Fox or NBC, interested in buying WWE. And I think he's kind of just dumbed everything down to where anybody could run it.
Is this still played on USA?
Yeah,
okay.
They still have their TV deal and everything.
Okay.
And I think with him kind of venturing off and doing the XFL thing and starting up the Alpha Entertainment deal, I wouldn't be shocked if he hands everything over or sells everything. And obviously they would have the people in place they need to run the company, and they would carry over.
Yeah.
And I think usually there's a transition period where, you know, when UFC was sold, they had Dana White put in that position, and because he knows the company.
It was big.
Which
WWE is technically a family-owned business.
Yeah, which
but that's now
if they were able to sell it but keep the key people in place, and then say Fox bought them, and then in 5 years if Fox would want to switch them out, they can, or they could always keep a thing when those people are in that position for 30 years. You know what I mean? They can put that kind of stuff in there. So I'm not shocked. Vince is going to die eventually.
Like 70 years old.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Not to say it's going to happen anytime soon, but like there's going to be a period where WWE exists without Vince. And I think with Hunter and he's always been involved. He gets his way on a lot of things, and I'm sure there's things he doesn't get his way on, but he's as close to Vince as you could be. So I just think they're openly admitting has more and more power. I think he's always had it. So
yeah. All right. Next headline: Jason Jordan out indefinitely with a neck injury requiring surgery. Ace says sorry, that I fucked up there. Awful timing on this, as Jason Jordan had really carved out a nice niche for himself as Kurt Angle's son, getting opportunities he just didn't deserve. It has led to some great character moments, and I was looking forward to the eventual split with Rollins.
Yeah, I disagree with Ace saying getting opportunities he doesn't deserve. I think who the fuck is anyone to judge any opportunity? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a problem with wrestling fans, Ace included, and I love Ace. Who the fuck are to say he doesn't deserve any opportunity? Do you know his entire fucking life? No. And I know he'll probably send me an email apologizing, and I'm not being. No. But this is a common problem with fans.
Yeah.
Like, you buy a ticket and you watch, and that's it. That's like you don't get to have an opinion on
what they deserve,
who deserves or who doesn't deserve.
You don't have control over their career.
Yeah, it's because he's newer, he doesn't deserve it. No, like it doesn't. He's one of my favorite people to watch. I think he is superior to a lot of talents there. Mm-hmm. And I remember meeting him when he was in developmental and not necessarily seeing anything, and it was too early. You can't ever, and just remember, like I wouldn't have been able to predict that now me sitting at home and turning it on, I'm extremely entertained by him. I think he's done great with everything they've given him, and his facials and his mannerisms are fucking money. And I think it sucks timing wise. And I know Ace isn't trying to be like that, but it just comes off when I hear that he's undeserving of, like, no, you can't fucking say that. Yeah. Neck injuries are obviously a very serious thing, and I've experienced them, and there's other talents there that have experienced them, and they are very serious. And even the not serious, if they even say they're not serious, they're serious. Anything dealing with your neck is serious.
Yeah, for sure. And
especially if you're having nerve issues and weakness in your arm, it's fucking extremely serious, and it's career threatening. Mm-hmm. And so hopefully the surgery alleviates any of the problems he was having, and hopefully they allow him the time to recover fully and not rush him back to try to get a match at WrestleMania. And he needs to be, if there's one piece of advice I could give him, it's don't rush back. Who the fuck cares about WrestleMania? Mm-hmm. I promise you there'll be more if you're going to stay there. Like, because if you come back and do one and you do something and hurt yourself, they're not going to be there for you eventually.
Right.
Like, you need to take care of
Yeah,
yourself.
health and family is
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
So make sure you're healthy, and that's up to him to realize that, because pressure will be on to if they want him back for a match, and he needs to know if he goes there and he hurts himself again.
Well,
But
yeah, it's just like your situation.
yeah,
It's like
they don't care about anyone.
don't care.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's how the business was created, through that family, and it's take care of yourself and make sure your neck is all right. And there's actually a really I still use it several days a week. There's a really good neck traction device. It's the Pro. It's like $350. You get it online. It's one of those pump up pillow things that you could use lying down.
Mm-hmm.
It saved me many years ago after I got dropped on my head by somebody there, and I got the weakness in my arm and lost strength in my left hand and that whole deal. And I would do it every night when I'd get to my hotel room on my bed for 20 minutes, and I'm doing the pump up motion because it would pump it up in my hand. And it's like the Pro. I'll look at the name for next week. It's a neck traction device so that you don't use on your door, because WWE gave me one that goes on your door.
Oh,
it was a
that's
pain in the
freaking-
ass.
that
Like,
sounds
because
dangerous
when you're
too.
tired, it's better like if you could lie down and you can control the traction by
Yeah.
pumping it, and it literally I regained everything from it. So
Wow, that's good.
yeah, I'm very unfortunate, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's a very nice guy.
All right. Headline: Mitz signs 4-year contract extension. Ace says, "Congrats to the Mitz." Not at all surprising. More just about anyone. He seems to be 100% loyal to WWE, no matter what they gave him. He turns out into something great. Fans underrate him, but I actually would love to see him slip back into the main event picture at some point.
Yeah, no, I guess if he chooses he wants to do 4 more years there, that's good for him, man. And more power to him. I see things maybe changing a little with him, because he is a good human being, because he has a wife and he's going to have a kid. I think he won't like being on the road nearly as much in the future. But who's to say he's capable of anything? So I think I like Miz. He's awesome.
Okay, so next headline is WWE already souring on mixed match challenge. Views on
Soured?
souring.
Okay.
Yeah. Views on Facebook so far is lower than expected. Ace says it's a real shame because the matches and the video segments have been real entertaining. Hopefully this won't turn WWE away from doing more unique things like this in the future.
I don't know. I don't know what I think it's, because I think they're doing it where the winners things are going to charities.
Okay.
And it's just a way, everything they do is all business oriented.
Yeah, for sure.
This is just a way for them to take advantage of Facebook's popularity and try to get new eyes on the product. That's
Yeah.
all that they're doing, essentially.
Do you think maybe they're not marketing correctly, or just like
No, I just think
Yeah.
it's whatever their numbers are getting, it's through Facebook. So,
And it's really hard to really.
and I don't think, and there's no way, Mike, I assume, gets his wrestling news off the dirt sheets. And again, it's who's to know what's true and what's not true. They might be thrilled with it. I don't
Yeah.
think they have and the numbers might be down a little bit, but like he might be going off like something like the fucking Meltzer saying, or something that really.
Well, it's like WrestlingInc.com. That's what it's coming from.
Is that what he's saying? I don't.
Yeah, it says
Even if the numbers aren't is what they expected, they're still probably getting fresh eyes on the product.
yeah.
I'm sure they're happy with it.
I'm sure
regardless.
they're getting new fans or whatever, and it's like, oh, this is interesting, and mixed match.
That's all they're essentially just trying to get more people
yeah,
that
more
buy the
people.
network.
And plus, you
'cause
you
their
gotta.
network ain't
It
growing.
takes time for people to get used to something new.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, here's
Most people will see pro wrestling and tune out to it, though.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, like
Yeah.
if you are halfway normal person and you watch it, you typically tune out to it because it's fake fighting. Most people see it. I can't tell you how many like regular people, and they can't watch it because they know what it is. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. So, okay. Next headline. Oh, let's see. Ooh, your buddy Dolph Ziggler returns. Ace says, I can't believe I forgot to put that in my Royal Rumble report. Dolph Ziggler made his huge return to WWE as number 30 in the Royal Rumble.
I wish he wouldn't have. We talked about this at Hooters when he came here.
And he will be back on SmackDown Live starting next week. Seems strange to have taken us the title off, the U.S. title off him if he would come back so soon. But I love Dolph, and I hope WWE would actually give him a sustained push for a change.
I wish he would fucking leave, but that's just my personal thoughts. He should. I think if he took a year off, and went, and he would make more money on the independents first of all for that year, and he would also be able to dedicate more time to his comedy. God knows he needs it. I'm kidding though. He's funny as fuck.
I never met him. I was
great human
I was hoping to
being.
meet him during AVN, but
he's too good of a human being, and I get why he stays. He does. They pay him well there, and but they pay him well to fuck with.
What
him.
was it? What was the reason why he was it injury that he?
No, his contract's coming up, and he wanted time off, and they won't give him supposedly the time off that he wanted, and they just toy. It's all they don't give a shit about anyone, and but at the same time he's a little older than me. I think he feels like just put in his time, and then he's still going to get out relatively young, 40, 39, 40 or whatever he signs till if he signs with them again. But it's always guys used to fucking leave all the time and come back.
Yeah.
And it was fucking cool. Most of the guys, and I'm not saying Dolph because I told him this and he got upset. I go, most of the guys are too pussy to leave now because they're afraid to leave TV. If you're a star, you're a fucking star.
Yeah.
And you could show back up fucking 5 years later.
I mean,
You'll still be a star.
I mean, look at freaking Rock and
but
and
it
Stone
comes
Cold.
down, you got to have the confidence and you got to believe in yourself. It's a lot of guys are afraid to leave.
Yeah.
So, and it's not saying Dolph is, I think because Dolph does really, really well there. Mm-hmm. So it's, but I wish he would fucking leave. Dolph, fucking leave. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Next headline. Sheldon Benjamin discovers a loaded gun left behind in a rental car.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. He had been driving around for 4 days. Ace says, Sheldon Benjamin posted on Twitter that he discovered that Budget had rented him a car which happened to have a loaded gun in the glove box.
What the fuck?
Sheldon had been driving the car for 4 days before he realized it. He put on Twitter, Sheldon's Twitter says, "Thank you, Budget, for your great service for putting my reputation, freedom, and quite possibly my life in jeopardy. I've unknowingly been driving your car around the last 4 days with an effing loading gun in the glove department."
So just so everybody knows, typically when you get into the first town, when you fly in from your house to, say, Birmingham, Alabama, and that's where the first show is going to be. Mm-hmm. You pick up your rental car in Birmingham and you drive to city and do the live events, and then they go to TV for the last day, and then you drop the car off in say, in Atlanta, Georgia. Just say they make the towns, and Atlanta's the last one. And so he's wherever they were at, and he's driving around. He picked up the car, and somebody fucking put a gun. Whoever had a gun forgot the gun. And whoever rented it last, or whoever knows.
They need, the people who work at Budget should have
they check you. That's what you're supposed to do when you check everything, and they must
have had probably all the cars are gone. They had that car just got arrived, and they did the quick sweep, and then just gave it.
Somebody didn't do their job, but that is a very serious thing because you got to think if he
gets pulled over,
which happens all the time in wrestling, because you're speeding and trying to get to the next town, because guys got to drive 3 to 5 hours every night usually, and that's just a crazy fucking situation. I don't know. Hopefully he gets a little something out of that, because that could have been not good.
No, definitely not. All right, the last one headline says, "Why didn't Rey Mysterio sign with Impact?"
Why? Why?
Ace says, according to PWInsider.com, has shed some more light on why Impact Wrestling effort to bring in Rey Mysterio failed. The promotion had negotiated a deal with Mysterio for him to debut, and travel arrangements were made. However, once Conan Conan, who represent Mysterio, got involved into finalizing the term of the deal. Something went wrong, leading to agreement never getting finalized and signed.
I don't know. That's you never know what to believe, like I said before, and people sometimes will. I think a lot of these wrestling sites will just create news stories to try to create stories because they don't have anything else to do, and that's why I always try to stress, like, to wrestling fans, it's like, if you want wrestling to be more fun again and more enjoyable, quit reading the wrestling sites.
Yes.
And you will actually enjoy the product a lot more, and you won't ruin it for yourselves. And a lot of them get mad because they read things and the sites have information, and then the shows, they know what's going to happen in the shows before they happen.
Yeah.
And then they get mad because the show's boring to them.
Exactly.
Because they went and ruined it. It's their own fault, though.
Yeah.
And I think they just need to look in the mirror and quit being such fucking marks.
Yeah, it's like like going to see like a movie that's coming out, but
or watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
But you
and
read
then you
the spoilers.
read the
like,
spoilers and stuff like that, and it ruins.
Yeah. In all fairness, too, though, and I've talked about this with another buddy of mine, you don't see the spoilers for Game of Thrones out either because they protect it.
Yeah, but like the last season, it leaked out.
Oh, it did?
It leaked out.
No,
the same thing for Star Wars when the first.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, they I think some hacker group or in India or something like that hacked into one of
Surely wrestling fans are figuring, fuck, we not only ruined wrestling, we're going to ruin TV shows and movies.
So
now.
they actually released a couple of the episodes before it actually came out on HBO. So
but did they have like not just releasing the episodes, but did they have like written spoilers of everything that happens before?
Yeah, there's some people that would speculate this is what's going to happen, and a lot of times it's right. You know,
I just can't fathom going on a fucking website and trying to find you just go and look for information. God, what happens on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, well, there's people,
and then you get angry over it. Like,
yeah,
fuck,
why did I?
Fuck them. Why is this out there? Why was I looking for it?
Yeah, exactly. But I remember when
this show sucks.
Yeah, I think when George Lucas made Star Wars the episode 1, and it was funny because Weird Al Yankovic basically did the song. He did a song to describe the movie before the movie came out. And he basically wrote the song based on the rumors or spoilers from websites. Yeah. And so based on the rumors and spoilers, he made the song before the movie came out.
Oh, wow.
And it was literally kind of like explaining the plot in the song. And so it was just like, obviously action and stuff like that, but basically telling the plot line before the movie came out.
That's crazy.
Based on internet, jargon or
internet is
rumors
ruining
and
everything
stuff.
at times, even though it's great at different things. But
yeah.
No, I think Ray, whatever happened, and who's to say he won't end up there? And I don't put much stock in. I think if he was going to go there, he was going to go there. And I think a lot of these sites just try to create stories and. But obviously he had a great Royal Rumble appearance. He physically looked great, and he looked as good as ever. And I think there'll be an opportunity for him to work with WWE if he chooses to. I know they're sticklers sometimes for getting guys to want to go on the road full time.
Right.
And he doesn't need to do that shit. Like he was
like one of my wrestlers.
He's one of those guys though. I think you should make an exception for. Yeah. And let him do a part-time schedule because I think he has the fan base to warrant it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he backs it up in the ring. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to work full-time. He can go out and have great matches and work as an underdog, and you don't have to whore him out 4 or 5 days a week. And he knows that. So, and he's done really, really well away from there. So I'm happy. And Ray is a very, very good human being. So
that's awesome. All right, and
that's it for the wrestling news then. Yeah. Anything, Asian Joe? 2.5 hours together without Phoenix. Maybe our longest episode.
Is it?
Close to it. I think we might have done 240 something before.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I thought it was I thought this was going to be the least listened show.
Might be the best episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
Now that
I think
maybe get our graphic guy to do it. The picture of just me and you. Phoenix is the third wheel.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to do the show.
Uh-oh.
I'm kidding, everybody. I love Phoenix.
She
was
vacation.
sick this week.
She's on vacation.
Yeah,
she was sick.
Was busy being sick.
Quote, sick.
Yeah, really sick on vacation. No, but do you have anything you want to plug before we go?
No,
home?
I don't really have anything going on.
What's your social media?
Webmaster Joe on Twitter and Instagram. Don't really post a lot on Instagram, but I should. But
It should just be you doing selfies by strippers' butts or
porn
stars'
stars' butts. Yeah, that's me and Malkova.
Guess his butt should be your thing.
Yeah, I guess his butt. Actually, that was me and Malkova. It's amazing ass. It's a really sweet personality. The funny story with her is that we've worked together many times, but she keeps forgetting my name. So
I don't know.
But like
You
she's
should
like,
write it on your forehead.
yeah, it's like I'm sorry, what was your name again? It's like it's Joe. It's like, oh, okay.
I feel like that's a really hard name to fucking forget.
Joe.
It's like,
but
you got to tell her like, call me Cup of Joe, something like
something really
triggered in her brain.
But after a while, after we did like actually do official introduction, we kept seeing each other over and over again.
Yeah.
And so we do an inside joke. It's like, hi, I'm Joe, by the way. Or like we do it like, hey, what was your name again? So we kind of like do an
now
inside
it's kind
joke.
of like your deal.
So
yeah.
now it's our deal. And so actually, she's actually featured dancing at Sapphire, and actually I plan to go see her.
Oh, when's that?
That's actually tonight, midnight.
Are you going tonight?
I'm gonna go tonight, but I have to. I'm actually going to Cali at 1:00.
Oh my God!
So I'm just gonna.
You're going there and then driving all the way to California?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit! You going to see your family or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Cali to see my mom. Actually, because I didn't because last week was my mom's birthday. I couldn't come because I had prior commitments, and so I'm gonna go see her. To not really celebrate her birthday, but she actually, like you, buying property, buying houses and stuff like that. And so she just bought a house, and then so she wants me to come in there, be kind of like her maintenance man, kind of like painted or whatever. But then she told me that her previous tenant, who like didn't pay her rent, they finally moved out, but they took the keys with her. And I'm assuming they either changed the locks, because I'm like looking at my mom, is like, why did you give him the single copy of the house and not get a copy of it?
Yeah.
So basically, she wants me to break in the house, change the door locks, and then But
You're
yeah,
a good son.
but she wants me to do all that stuff. But she basically she asked me to come over to do work.
Nothing wrong with that. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I sometimes look at her as like, you just had kids to have free labor, didn't you? It's like, that's pretty much what it is.
They raise us, and then you got to give back.
Yeah,
That's the way it works.
It's like I had options to get rid of you, but I kept you.
I am Ryback22 on Twitter, the big guy Ryback22 on Instagram, Ryback247 on Snapchat. Check out Feed Me More Nutrition on Amazon and feedmemore.com. We are going to have some really cool specials coming up in the upcoming weeks on feedmemore.com. Check out my book, Wake Up It's Feeding Time, my motivational book, available on Amazon and Kindle in paperback, and available in Kindle, paperback, and Audible form. And trying to think, follow this podcast at CWTBG on Twitter. I'm not using my notes tonight, guys. Sorry. The official Feed Me More Nutrition on Facebook is at Feed Me More Nutrition. And I got my upcoming events coming up for March, where we are getting those added for March and April. For my wrestling appearances, I'll be back active on the independent scene. And that's it for me. And you guys have just listened to another episode of Conversation with the Big Guy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Feed me more.